Let's see. Is it going on? Is it going to go on? Yeah, there it goes.
So that's very interesting. That's very interesting at Amoeba to see that Dream is, of all the people Amoeba could have at their venue, they're having a YouTuber. I think he might be the first gamer YouTuber to be there.
That's what I was thinking. I thought that he was like a gamer, like he did Twitch and stuff like that.
He is.
I mean, I know that he had a hidden face, but I mean, I knew he had a hidden face.
But he did a video.
And that was his whole thing, that he had like a mask or some shit.
Yeah, he did a video, but
I know that they did all kinds of shit where they turned around and they like face shamed him or some shit like that, because like some people were saying that when he like showed his face that he was ugly or some shit. Like people were putting all kinds of like mean comments.
I think that's kind of, I just think, it's kind of interesting because I don't go to Amoeba signings very often. The last time I went was for the Wizard Boys, King Gizzard. And that was 2019. But
hey, Z, what's up?
You just have to wait a while. That's the thing about it, is what they do with Amoeba is they make you get the ticket ahead of time. And then you come back another day and then you go to the show.
I remember the Virgin Megastore used to do that too back in the day, way back in the day, when we had a Virgin Megastore over here in Hollywood.
Yeah.
There was one that was over. I remember it was in the same like shopping center as like the Lemley Center and stuff like that, or whatever. Or the Lemley Theater, and they used to do the same thing. You'd have to go in there and you'd have to buy the CD, and they'd give you a ticket ahead of time. And then they would tell you ahead of time. They'd be like, the only thing that the artist's going to sign is your CD. That's it. Don't bring anything else.
Yeah.
They would tell us that ahead of time.
I remember my first ever CD signing.
Yeah.
Was 2006. I went to Borders Music Booking Cafe. Paulina. You remember when that Borders Music Booking Cafe was near UCLA?
Yeah.
There used to be one near. Right. There was one near UCLA, so I went to see Josh Groban, and so they told us you get up at really early morning. So Machete Girl went with me. Yeah, if you guys don't know, I have a former friend named Machete Girl, who ended up on our 6 o'clock news for harassing a Kardashian store.
Harassing? She actually turned around and tried to vandalize.
She tried to.
The Kardashian store. Well, what was the name of the Kardashian store? Is it still?
It was Dash.
Still there?
No, it was it's closed. It's called Dash.
They closed it.
Yeah, it was 2018. So we went to this event. She was like excited about it.
Strychnine.
But she didn't get an autograph. Okay, she didn't want to be bothered with it, so she stood there in line with me like a trooper, and we waited. We got there at 7 a.m. and we did not get in until 7 p.m. to get our autograph. So we were there for 8 hours. And yeah.
And for who was this again?
Josh Groban.
Josh.
Yep. I still have it. Look, you guys want proof? Look.
For Josh Groban.
Wait. I gotta wait. Look, I still have it. Proof. It says to Lisa.
Awesome. I mean, I don't know if me myself personally, I would wait that long for Josh Groban.
well, it's different. Let me tell you something.
Different strokes. Different folks, different strokes.
Let me tell you something.
However you say it.
80%. Okay, 95% of the people waiting in line were women, and that's the way Josh Groban fans are.
I would assume.
And a good 70. I will say 70% of them are over the age of 50.
Josh Groban. That would be like saying. That'd be like saying, I had to go early in the morning. I had to be there. Like we started lining up at 4 a.m. And then finally around 7 a.m. they gave us our wristbands. And about 9 o'clock they started giving us our tickets for Kenny G. And so we so we could get in and get on the Kenny G autograph.
He was
going to get my
nice.
Kenny G CD signed.
He was nice. He was nice. He thought my city was 2 hours away, when in actual factness, from my city to UCLA was about 30 to 40 minutes. It wasn't really 2 hours away.
You told me you were from the Big A?
Yeah.
The Big A, Big Alhambra.
I was like, hey, nice to meet you. I came here from, the Big A. And he's like, the Big A, and he's like, oh, cool. He goes, is that in San Diego somewhere? And I was like, no.
Even then, Lisa was a middle-aged woman.
Well, Paulina, 2006. I'm dating myself. So 2006, I was
Uh-huh.
20. I was 23. I think going on 24. So I basically was stuck
Sounds
in a middle
23
age.
going on 50. Just kidding.
No, I really was.
I'm just picking on you. I'm just
I'm
kidding.
not even kidding. People used to tell me, Lisa, why don't you like things your own age? They used to always get on me for liking things that old people like when I was in my 20s.
Well, but the thing that's so funny is that like I consider Josh Groban to be kind of like soccer mom music.
Yeah, I like the song.
Why?
One time I was on the internet.
Hey,
it was
Wow, thank
17. It was 17, and I found his music. So yeah, I've been a soccer mom fan since 17.
You still try camping out at 4 a.m. for David Cook autograph. I'll never get those 12 hours back.
David Cook still
Hey, what's
doing
up, Vinyl
music?
and Kicks? What's up, Director?
Hey, Kicks. Hey, Zev. Thank you. It's a green screen background. I wish my shelves looked like that.
That's like hilarious. It's like Slinky Stinky. Howdy. Okay, hi, Slinky Stinky.
Do we know that? Is that who I think it is? Is that Cameron?
You know what? Actually, I think it is. I think it is from.
Hi, Cameron. Hey,
What's up,
Cameron. We haven't talked to you forever. I just recognized the name because I think she has that name on Instagram. I'm good with names.
We were talking. You said
Hey.
it's Cam. We were talking.
Cam.
You missed it, Cam. We're talking about the intricate her intricate fandom of Josh Groban, and we're talking about soccer mom music.
Soccer mom.
And how she had to wait in line for how many hours was it for that autograph?
About 7-8 hours. Soccer mom.
Soccer mom music.
But the thing about it is he was very nice, but my camera had no sound. So
you know it is that it's not that you're blocked, it's just that Cameron is on Twitch.
Oh.
So if it's on Twitch, I don't think people on YouTube can't see it unless I end up bringing it up and I end up showing it here. So if I end up bringing it up, showing it there, you can see it.
Yeah. Have your daughter ever waited in line for an autograph?
Yeah, but probably, nothing as cool as Josh Groban. But I mean, yeah, she has. She has a couple of times.
Here's your Josh Groban. Here's your Josh Groban fact of the day. He was in a failed Netflix show that got canceled with Tony Danza.
I'm just waiting till I can wait in line for Kenny G or
Well,
Adele.
let me tell. Here's something you need to know. Here's something you folks need to know. You know who the Asian people
Susan
really
Boyle.
love? You know who the Asian people really love?
Really? Who?
The Asian people are really into Michael Bublé. I don't know what is it about his music, but the Asian people will be playing that Christmas album of his because they think it's the greatest Christmas album of all time. Forget Bing Crosby. Asians love Michael Bublé.
Yes, actually, I did. I have heard so many mixed reviews about that. People talking about The Idol. There was a lot of people said it was very misogynistic. It was a horrible show. That was one.
It was.
There was people that turned around and said the acting was really freaking horrible. But then there was people that protected it, saying no, it was not the acting, it was the directing. So it was not actually the actor's fault, but it was the way they were being directed. So I mean, there's all kinds of everybody's pointing the finger at everyone else for that show.
Yeah.
I just think that The Weeknd, it was a bad vehicle for him.
No, he wants to go back to doing. He said he wants to do acting again.
Mm-hmm.
He's changing his name. He's no longer going by The Weeknd. He's going by Abe Testafel. I think that's his real name.
Why doesn't he just go by his real name?
That's his real name. That's his real name. Abe
I
Testafel.
thought his first real name was. I thought his real name was Abel something or whatever.
Abel.
Yeah, Abel something or something.
And Testa something. But he wants to do more acting. You remember that one show they had that only had one season that I thought was good? It's just my opinion. Remember Vinyl?
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember that show. They trying to really pump out the soundtrack stuff. They sold in different variations and colors and stuff like that. Let me see. Slinky Sticky said, I can't stand Bublé or whoever the fuck his name is spelled.
Well, those.
Hello, AZ.
You know what? I might have a Bublé Christmas album. Don't judge.
Oh, okay, that's where that came from. And white women of 60 want to jump the bones of Adam Lambert.
Oh, you know
Adam
what?
doesn't want to jump their bones.
You know, Adam Lambert's fans.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Lambert's fan. I've seen like audience performances when he does with Queen.
Oh,
they have all ages. They have all ages. But Josh Groban, his fans are 60 plus. 60 plus, easily.
Speaking of Josh Groban and Christmas music, it's almost time for like Mariah Carey to get thawed out.
Yeah, you don't like that. I know you. You're like, no, I don't want it to thaw out.
So I'm switching over. I'm going to switch over. I feel lonely in this chat.
You're like, I don't want it to thaw out yet. I am. Are you a person who's into like Halloween, like crazy about Halloween? You got to have like the spooky outfits and the.
I like Halloween a lot more. I think I'm more of a Halloween person than a Christmas person, myself personally. I like watching spooky movies. I like when it starts to like cool down and it starts getting, you start smelling the chimneys and stuff like that. I think I'm more into Halloween and more into fall than I am into Christmas.
I love me some Christmas.
Cameron is back.
I love me some Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday.
The HBO vinyl series was all right, but the soundtrack was way better than the show. Yep.
Oh, obviously, yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Lisa, you raised me up so I can stand on mountains.
That's right. That's his biggest song. That was his biggest song.
Look at Lisa's all blushing now.
Yo,
can we see the blush? Can we get in there close to the blush?
If you guys are in Broadway, he's on the revival of Sweeney Todd with Gaten Mazzarato from Stranger Things.
Oh. Yeah, Dusty Buns.
No, Gaten Mazzarato can sing. That guy can sing.
He started off on Broadway. He do like Les Miserables and all these other shows before he ever was on Stranger Things.
Yep.
Yeah. Let me see. AZ said, "Yo,
hey,
Cam."
Nick.
I like Halloween music movies more than Christmas related things. I'm just more, like I said, I'm just more of a Halloween person. Also, it's like, DJing and stuff like that, like I used to. It's like Halloween was a time where all the parties really started to kick in. And hey, what's up, Nick?
Hey, Nick.
And there's let's see. Hi, AZ, Mick.
But
hi, Nick. Hey, Kick. It's all.
I don't know.
It's all. Let me see. It says Killer Cam up in the building. Cam, great to see you. I know it's been a while, Cam. Where you been? I know that you just recently graduated. Congratulations.
Congrats, Cam.
Congrats. Any plans for college? You're going to take a little break.
What are you majoring, or what do you plan to major in if you're going to major in something?
Yeah, the thing is, I'm going to give a little bit of advice, and Cameron's going to probably like, you know what, Dusty, take that advice, shove it up your ass. Don't want to hear it.
No, you probably
don't. But no, because like my son, he waited a few years before he went to college, and it really threw him off his momentum.
Yeah.
Same thing with my daughter. It's like I usually would say my suggestion would be just go straight into college and get it over with.
Yeah.
Just go and get it over with. I only like Christmas for the gifts. If I could take my gifts and leave the family gathering, I would.
No
one spends time with their gathering.
Cameron, I kind of agree with you on that to a certain aspect.
Mm-hmm. Cam, Nick, AZ, Vinyl Checker. Hola, everybody. Nick says, hey, Zeb. Vinyl Kicks, Cam probably just living up a young life. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if you were going to go to college, that would be the best thing. If you're not looking to college, going to do something else. No college, I'm looking for a job, but it's so hard because no one wants to hire me. Left my ass off. I'm not what they're looking for. Maybe, I mean, it depends on what career you want to go to. It might be one of those things where you want to try and like maybe do an internship or something of that sort. Because right now, while you're young, you have the time. You could do an internship, get a part-time job, just flipping burgers for a little while or something, retail or something, just to sustain yourself. Do the internship to build up your resume and stuff to do what you want to do later on down the road. Because sometimes life experience and work experience outweighs education. In some instances, it might work. Hi, Zeb. Christmas is just Thanksgiving with gifts.
But Christmas, people want to rag on Christmas a little, but let me tell you, there are two great movies that I love during Christmas.
What are your favorite Christmas movies, Lisa?
The Lampoon's National Vacation.
National Vacation? You mean National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, Christmas and Elf.
Mm-hmm. Elf.
I love Elf.
Excuse me. I think my favorite Christmas movies would have to be
and it's
Christmas Story.
Yeah.
So freaking,
Oh yeah, that
cliche.
one. I'll add
You
that
know,
one
Christmas
too.
Story. Definitely National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Definitely. Truckers, yeah, Bad Santa's pretty much up there for me too.
How
Yeah, Bad
about It's
Santa.
a Wonderful Life? I like that one too. It's got a good message.
It's got a good message, but you know, it's like one of those things where it's like I don't watch It's a Wonderful Life every year. It's like I have
No.
to be in a mood for it. You know,
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people end up watching it every single year. You know, because it's the Christmas movie. But yeah, there are a lot of people that say that Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
It is.
It
It is.
Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
It
Same thing
is.
with Home Alone. They're like, Home Alone's a Christmas movie.
Oh, I love Home Alone in New
Yeah.
York. The New York one.
Mm-hmm.
I love the New York one.
That Bad Santa. Yeah, that'd probably be on my list too.
I love Billy Bob Thornton. He's
I
a
love
great
Thanksgiving.
actor.
Candy yams are my love.
I love the mashed potatoes. I'll admit it. I can gorge on those mashed potatoes.
Bad Santa's my favorite Christmas movie. Love Actually, there you go. We were talking about that last night. I think we were.
Yeah.
Love Actually. We were talking about the song because I remember the song kind of like was reminiscent of like Empire Records with what's his face? What was the name of the main character that they were supposed to be having the autograph signing for?
Rex
Kind of reminds me
Manning?
of that character. Rex Manning. Yeah, it kind of reminds me. That character kind of reminds me of him. I don't know why. I've always like associated the two with
Hey,
each other.
Tim.
I'm going to pretend that my stream is way behind. Man, that Adam Lambert guy sucks.
Adam Lambert is not that
Cameron
bad.
said, damn.
He sing that Do You
Or-
Know the Muffin
or two.
Man song.
Hey, Nikki P. The Muffin Man.
You know, he took a Cher song, Believe,
Mhm.
and then he put Do You Know the Muffin Man? Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. Yeah. It got it viral.
Okay, there you go. There are the links if anybody wants to go ahead and join us. We're on both Twitch and YouTube. And we're on Kick, but Kick never seems to show up. I mean, Kick is like in its beta stages.
Huh.
You know, I don't even know if I'm going to keep on like streaming on the Kick app because
Because
that's
I kind of forgot about
kind of
Kid.
funky.
I kind of
It's
forgot
around
about
and
Kid.
it's growing, but the thing is, it's got a shady side to it because I think the thing with Kick is, and I hope none of the freaking moderators over there on Kick are listening to me right now, but you know, the thing on Kick is I think it's mostly like for gambling and a lot of darker, shadier stuff. It's almost like the Reddit of streaming.
Oh,
You know,
it's the ghetto Twitch.
Yeah, well, you have people on there. I mean, there's people on there that are showing straight up porn. You know,
Oh.
hey, what's up, Pauline?
Hey, Paulina.
Uh-oh.
I was like outside just defrosting this because I know this is coming up.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I have that album on vinyl too.
She's defrosting. She's defrosting. It's almost
What
time.
is
We're going
your
into
What is your
September.
pressing, Paulina? What pressing do you have? I have a like green and white splatter from Target.
This is just a red.
Oh, because mine is a splatter pressing. Now you gotta make. I'm probably gonna get out my copy.
Yeah, mine's pressed to brown vinyl because it's shit. Just kidding.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
you know what? That album sold really well. in
You know, it's like
94,
I just don't
95.
understand why you would need a whole album of her Christmas music. All you need for Christmas is
What song? What's your
song?
favorite? What's your favorite Christmas song? Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
It used to be, most definitely, but you know, I can't like say that
The ul-
anymore now that
The
you know
ultimate
she
Christmas
passed
song.
away. But
The ultimate
Mhm.
Christmas song is it opens up and you see people going to the studio and you
Mhm.
see Paul Young right there. He's like, "It's Christmas time. There's no need to be afraid.
Great.
At Christmas time, we let him
Yeah.
ride. We gotta shake." And then Boy George comes in. He's like, "And in
In
the
the world, there's a day.
I love that song. That's like the most ultimate. Best
You know what, Paulina?
Christmas song ever.
I have that, Paulina. I paid 50 cents for it on 45, and I have it. I play it every Christmas.
Yeah,
And of
Kick.
course-
Oh, I'm
and of
sorry. Go
course
ahead.
my-
Go.
Of course, my number 2
Mm-hmm.
is "Wonderful Christmas Time" by Paul McCartney.
Uh,
Gotta get it in there.
Look at freaking Lisa.
that song.
Okay,
My brother killed that song for me because he used to piss me off and play it all the time. He killed it for me.
Yeah, Nick. Kick is actually a new platform that's popped up. It's almost like it's very reminiscent of freaking YouTube. It's almost the same thing. But like I said, it's the Wild Wild West. They have no regulations. You had one of the main guys on Kick, and he was showing porn for like 24/7 and got away with it.
Wow.
I mean, he literally was like broadcasting porn, hardcore, and they were just like, whatever, like, it's no regulations.
I know people are gonna come after you. White Christmas by Bing Crosby. Just something
Kick
about
is still
that song.
it's still in beta stages. They still say it's beta. It still says beta. Nick's all saying, shady stuff. I like it. Nice. Nice. Love Mariah Carey, but don't like that album.
I think her first 3 albums are great. Mariah Carey's first 3 albums are great. I need to get them on vinyl. And the Unplugged one. You have that one, Paulina? The Unplugged Mariah Carey?
Not yet.
I think she did an Unplugged.
I think I'm holding off on that because I don't like I'll Be There.
Hey, Mike.
I never liked it when
Mike.
Jackson 5 did it, so I don't like it when Mariah Carey
I like Jackson 5. I mean,
this needs to come out on vinyl.
Yeah, maybe when I pass away, it can come out on vinyl.
I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna say anything about that. Okay.
I saw that movie.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
I saw that movie.
You came in right as we were having the Mariah Carey glitter conversation. So
yeah, it's great.
I'm pretty sure you're excited.
I can't wait. I have at least 300 Christmas albums. If you count CDs, over 400 easy. And I don't have that one.
We can agree on that. We can agree on that.
Hi, concert buddy. How you doing? Welcome.
This to you, Tim. Just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't want no Christmas album until November? Well, don't hold me to it.
Embrace your shadiness. Bumper sticker idea. I definitely think that's a great bumper sticker idea.
And then we need one with Mariah Carey and her album Defrosting and Dusty's disgusted face.
Well, I mean, it's almost time for all the memes to start, where they start the whole thing where they end up showing the ice cube and it's melting, and Mariah Carey's like stuck in an ice cube, And then I think it was like the day after Halloween where they show her and she comes out. Yeah. Didn't she end up doing her viral video every year? She does some kind of shit where she comes out and she's like, first there. I think last year she was dressed like a witch, and then all of a sudden spun around and she was like all Christmassy or whatever. Makes me sick.
My favorite Mariah Carey is when her husband's talking shit about her, and she goes and she comes out on Wild and Out.
Lisa and Paulina should do a YouTube collaboration going to see Good Burger 2. Lots of views.
I've seen
I'm not interested in seeing that movie.
Welcome to the home of Good Burger.
No, I haven't read anything about it. I'm completely in the dark when it comes to it. I mean, is it any original people from the first one, or
yeah?
Are they still working at? They're still working at Good Burger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keenan Cal.
Yeah, Matthew Street did a couple videos on it. They filmed the exterior not very far from his house.
Huh.
Love Mariah Carey MTV
videos of the set and whatever.
Love Mariah Carey MTV Unplugged. It's classic love cover of I'll Be There. One of my faves by her. Definitely. Paulina, I'm agreeing. Nothing wrong with Mariah Carey glitter. I got the CD and Blu-ray. Now, I've said this before on one of our other streams. We had talked about it before that the day that DVD came out, they said that they only sold one copy in the United States.
Well,
who bought it? I don't know. That was the rumor. I don't know if that's
Mariah.
Yeah. Everybody say hi to Concert Buddy.
Well, you know
what? This is first time here. Hey, what's up?
This is really good because she does an amazing cover of the song "I Didn't Mean to Turn You On" by Cherelle, and I love that kind of stuff. I love Cherelle and the kind of the Flight Time production because she was working with Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis on this, so it has that kind of 80s hip hop kind of sound to
Yeah.
it. Which I love.
You know, Sherelle was kind of like an underground artist. It seemed like to me. It was like, you know what?
Yeah.
It seems like 'cause she was like during the '80s. Like she did some like collaborations with like another guy who was kind of like an underground artist too, Alexandra O'Neill and stuff like that. They had that Saturday Love single and stuff. The only reason why I really know about her is because, like I said, I was DJing clubs and stuff, and those 12 inches were all coming out, and you know, the singles were all getting played in the clubs. So, like, otherwise, I probably wouldn't even know who the hell she was. Because I mean, a lot of people are kind of hard pressed to know who she is.
Yeah.
Like her and Trenier and Debbie Deb and a lot of those people from that era.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I think she's more synonymous to basically the Latinx community. You know.
Yeah.
the Mexican
Like
community.
Stacey Q. Stacey Q is
Yeah.
the same thing. Stacey Q is one of those things where it's like she was kind of like a limited audience. You know, she was the one who
Yeah.
kind of broke out. She got like a bigger contract with Atlantic. I mean, the other ones were on boutique labels, which were distributed by larger labels,
Yeah.
but you know, they were still on boutique labels. But she was the one who actually was like on Atlantic. She ended up on the big label. So I just blocked Mike because of that last comment.
Well, you know, we can all agree. We can all
Uh-huh.
agree, even though we're not big fans of Mariah. She can sing. She can sing.
I don't know if she can still hit the same
No,
outputs
she
that she
can't.
used to anymore
She
though.
can't. Have you seen her performance of Hero that she did within the last 5 or 10 years? She can't. It still sings. She
Hey,
still sings.
Zenef. What's
And
that?
I
Long
have-
time no see.
And I have to say it. She did an amazing job covering Badfingers Without You.
Yeah, and you know, we could forget that she had a little snafu at the New Year's Eve show. We can forget
So-
that.
Why are you blocking Star Trekker? You don't like Mariah Carey? Star Strecker?
No, I think he doesn't like Glitter.
Mm-hmm.
Glitter's on the same page as Gigi, that movie that Jennifer Lopez did with Ben Affleck.
Oh, I will never see that movie.
I saw that movie. Don't ask me why I watched that movie. It was on Netflix.
My
Sue me.
condolences.
Sue me. I was bored, and I watched it.
I'm lucky that I never saw Glitter. I never saw Britney Spears movie Crossroads.
I did. I did.
Yeah,
I
that's the
did.
other one that's supposed
I
to
did.
be awful.
I did.
Uh-huh.
I'm not ashamed to admit I saw that
saw
movie.
it.
in
I
its
loved it.
entirety.
I
I
was slightly tempted to see Spice World just because it was an Elvis Costello cameo, but I resisted. And
I owned it. I love Spice World. I love Spice World. I own that on
Cinema
VHS.
Sickness on YouTube. I mean, he is a Spice Girls fanatic. I mean,
yeah.
he's got like I don't know how many different copies of it on VHS.
I used to watch him every day. I stopped. I just stopped. I'm
No.
done with him.
He split off to 2 channels because I remember I used to
he's
watch him all the
gone to
time.
2 channels a while ago, but what he did is he switched his content. He put
Yeah.
his thrifting videos on his adventure channel, and all his other videos are in the
Mhm.
basement. I'm like, I'm not interested in this.
Yep.
I'm not
Yeah, 'cause I was
interested
only-
in 2-hour flea market videos, and I'm not interested in what you found every day. So I
Oh
just,
my God.
Mhm.
I was looking for a reason to give him up, and I'm like, oh, you gave me the perfect
Loud
reason.
and proud. You heard that. He's loud and proud. No.
Oh, no.
I did see Spice World, and that was because not only did I like the Spice Girls, but they also had like a lot of other cameos
That
in
was
there. Like
horrible,
not only
too.
did we have Elvis Costello,
Don't even get me started on that.
I'm a very big fan of
Mhm.
Jennifer Saunders. She's
Oh
She's
yeah,
in
from
Absolutely
Absolutely Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Hmm.
she's in it as well. Bob Geldof is in there. A lot of British actors that I'm such a big fan of are in that movie, and I love anything that's British. That's the thing to say about me. I'm a very Anglophile.
I love
all
everything
about, like, British
British,
movies.
but the Spice Girls.
We're woof
If
is
it's
in the
like a- if
house.
it's like a British
Nathaniel, what's
movie,
up?
I'll go see it. That's why I love Love Actually. That's great British movie.
I
I like
Notting-
Love Actually.
Yeah.
I like the Spice Girls.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
you're on the soundtrack, Paulina, for Love Actually.
It's somewhere in. It's somewhere
Oh, nah.
So
I knew you would.
I do. It's back here somewhere. It's
Yeah.
back here. Going back to Cinema Sickness, though, I mean, the thing was, I was subscribed to his original channel, and the thing is, I used to love it all the time. When I would wake up in the morning, usually his videos, it seemed like he was like 3 hours ahead of me. So when I would wake up in the morning for work, he had already uploaded and stuff like that. So I'd go ahead and watch it, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm going out to da da da." But yeah, but like you said, if you were subscribed to the original channel, the only thing he had there was the hauls. He didn't do the adventuring anymore. You had to
Yeah.
subscribe to the second channel.
Yeah.
But
and,
yeah.
and my favorite thing about his channel was Chris, who was hardly ever there anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's your comedy right there. And he's gone. And I'm like, I said, I was looking for reasons to not watch him anymore.
Yeah, Star Trekker. It's pretty sad how Corey Motley died so young. From Glee.
That's horrible.
I agree. I'm not a
Sure, it's
I'm
right
not
for
a
starring
fan. I'm not a fan of Glee, but I will give them credit that they did do some good renditions of some songs.
Yeah, yep.
I did love their rendition of "Toxic" by Britney Spears, and as a matter of fact, I prefer the Glee version over the Britney version. And that says a lot.
That's some fighting words there.
That says a lot, you know.
Some of the things that they did, like when they did the Rocky Horror Picture Show, some of it was just extremely cheesy, and stuff like that. You know, because my daughter was younger at the time, so she was always watching it. So of course I had to sometimes get stuck watching and stuff like that. Not one of my guilty pleasure shows. I can honestly say I was not into Glee.
Yeah, I
really
saw that. I saw that episode and I hated it. I was like, "What are you doing with Rocky Horror Picture Show?"
Yeah,
I haven't even seen a minute of it. Thank you.
I have.
Tim's. I'm still pure. I'm a pureblood. I've never seen Glee.
No, I've never even seen them. I've seen 30-second commercials probably when it was on. And that's
I have it on. I have it on DVD.
The only episode that I saw in its entirety, it was a good episode because I had like a lot of friends that appeared in it. And it is an episode where the coach came out as transgender, and everybody was giving him shit about it. And then at the end of it, there's like a big old choir, and the choir was the Los Angeles transgender choir. And a lot of my friends are part of that choir, and some of us from the desert even went over there and sang on it too. And so I was like, oh my God, I wish I could have been there, because then I would have appeared on the show too.
Yeah, I tried to
singers and stuff, and
I tried to sell Glee back to Amoeba,
and I loved it. And that's the thing that sort of brought me to tears, is like, we were being represented on TV. So that's the only notch that I will give Glee.
Well, I mean, they were. Didn't they do where they would do like individual song books? Like they would take one artist and that would be the whole episode for that week was.
Yeah, they did Lady Gaga.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Because
their thing on the Beatles suck.
Yeah, because I went to Amoeba, right? I tried to sell my Glee DVD. Amoeba would not. Amoeba told me, we're not going to give you much money for this. And you know what? I had like 4 DVDs or 5 DVDs I sold to Amoeba, and they only gave me $10. So Glee didn't get me anything.
Actually. These
$10?
Days, well, I don't know when this was. These days, you're lucky to get 10 cents.
No, because I had sold to them X-Men, Glee, and I think I sold them some CDs and albums. But yeah, and I think I sold them Big Bang Theory because
I'm good, Mike. Thanks for asking.
X-Men, how long ago was this that you sold these?
2015, 16.
Oh yeah, they weren't worth anything by that time. Yeah, you're lucky they gave you.
But it was sealed. It was sealed. You think I would get more money?
I think they'll come back to. Oh, well, they already are, especially sealed ones. Sealed
it was
DVDs are starting to rise again on.
Yeah, but this is X-Men with James McAvoy. I don't think I was going to get much anyway.
Especially not.
That was a good movie. Which one was it? Was it the First Class? Days of Future Past?
No, the first class.
The first one was good. I liked it.
Watch Mojo just recently did a video that I was watching today. They did a video where they were talking about movies that are extremely hard to get in physical media formats. I forgot what some of the movies were that were listed on there and stuff like that. A lot of movies I had probably never heard of, but yeah, they were kind of telling you well, this one there was only an English DVD, the blah 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 that came out in 2003 or whatever. That's the only way you can get it. And this one there was only a VHS copy that was made in 1983, and it was pretty interesting. But it was there was a lot of movies that was
there's thousands upon thousands of movies that have never been on DVD. People are like, why isn't it on 4K yet? Why isn't it on 4K? There are probably a million movies that are on DVD, let alone Blu-ray or 4K.
Yeah, that happened.
One of the most sought after movies on DVD, and I have it. It's Dogma.
Really?
reason why I saw it after is because it's the only Jay and Bob movie that is not available for streaming or to even purchase for streaming. And that is
Oh.
because Kevin Smith had a very big fallout with Harvey Weinstein because Kevin
Uh-huh.
Smith,
Ooh.
believe it or not, he's a feminist. And so he hated hearing all of these allegations that Harvey Weinstein
Mm-hmm.
was going after him. And Kevin Smith even called out Harvey Weinstein on out. And so
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein was like, well, you know what? You're talking shit about me. You're not going to get the rights to Dogma. You know, I'm going to
Really?
keep that with me. And it's never going to be shown on streaming or anything. So it's going to be your only movie that no one's ever going to be able to see.
Well,
So-
it sold a lot.
Yeah.
You can easily actually find the regular
The
single
copies
disc
of it, yeah.
version, but there's a 2
Yeah.
disc deluxe version.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I have. I have the 2 disc deluxe.
Me too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there's been rumors for at least 2 years that that's getting a re-release.
I think
So
they'll
weird.
I think they'll reissue
That's the thing
it.
about movies. Movies aren't like records, you know. You've got a record from 1966 that's never had a reissue, and now it's reissued.
Mm-hmm.
The price might drop a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's not going to become worthless just because it's reissued. But you've got a DVD from 1991 that's never been reissued, and they reissue it. Well, guess what? Now your DVD is worthless. I mean,
Yep. Yeah,
it's a
exactly.
different thing, you know.
Oh, Tanya's Island. Don't even get me started. It's about a woman who falls in love with an ape.
Never heard of it, but now
Oh.
I'm going to
Is
look
it
it
Vanity
up.
in that? Isn't that the movie with Vanity?
Yep. Yep. She's in it.
Yeah.
Really?
Wait a
Yeah.
second, was it? Oh no, it was Apollonia. Apollonia is the one who became like a hardcore Christian, hardcore conservative Christian
No,
afterwards.
no. Actually, it's Vanity.
It was Vanity. Okay, then it was Vanity.
Yeah.
I keep on. It wasn't Apollonia. Okay, I knew it was one of them.
I get them mixed up. I don't. Apollonia,
Yeah.
isn't she the one that's in Purple Rain?
Yeah, Apollonia is in
Yeah.
Purple Rain. Vanity was like a side project.
Yeah,
Vanity
it was,
6, but it was
Vanity
the same
6,
two
yeah.
girls. Vanity 6 was the same two girls that were in Apollonia. Apollonia was 6 or whatever. What was it called? Apollonia
yeah.
6? They both were
I
called
don't know.
6.
I just know Vanity is in Tanya.
Yeah, because they were talking about that. They were talking about that on another stream back in the day.
Video stores and stuff.
But I think I'm going to look that up now. That sounds interesting.
No, it was talked about on a stream back in the day, and I was
Mhm.
like, okay, I'll look it up, and I watched it, and it was cheesy, but hell, it's a interesting movie.
Western music had had its day once the Beatles hit. International music was ushered in by the Beatles. Oh yeah, I mean, what are you gonna say?
What?
Like,
I hate to tell you, but part of the West is the UK.
Yep.
There's only the West and the East.
now with the Beatles, would you say the Beatles were the beginning of the British invasion? I mean, were they just like the very, very beginning, or was you had them and the Rolling Stones both coming here at the same time? It's like
no, the Beatles came first. The Beatles
they
were
came
the
first, okay.
ones ever to come to America and make it. They weren't the first British people ever to have a hit in America.
Yeah.
There've been a couple of sporadic hits, but not
Mhm.
very many. They were the first ones to hit big.
Yeah, I think Cliff Richard had some type of minor.
I think
hit
Cliff
for
Richard had a
America.
minor hit,
Um,
and
The only
who else? There's a couple other people.
Who was the
Oh,
band that did
well,
Telstar?
Yeah, Telstar. What do you call it? The Tornadoes. They had
Mhm.
they had a hit, and there were one or two others.
Yeah.
But nobody ever hit big.
Yeah,
They're all
too bad she
one-hit
kicked the
wonders,
bucket,
and-
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually reading about that. The remaster is coming out of Diamonds and Pearls. 7 CDs, 1 Blu-ray. Wow, how much material did they? I had heard for years and years and years. That was always the rumor that he had like all of these freaking vaults that were filled with music. And I think actually the sister had came out and said they weren't that filled like everybody thought they were. Because everybody was like saying they could release it after he dies. They could release it down by him until like, for the next like 80 years. He could have like an album a year or whatever. And then I guess when the family finally got in there, they were like, that's not necessarily the truth. It was a lot of like demos, a lot of like different stuff. But like they said, he recorded everything. You know, if he was like, you know, if he had to go throw a fart, he'd be like, "Oh, grab a mic."
Yeah.
Well, if you watch
Mhm.
an evening with Kevin Smith, he talks about when his assistant and Prince hired him to do a documentary about one of the tours that he was on, and and when he was when Kevin Smith went to the restroom, he was right there, and then right there
Hey,
on the
David.
sign in the restroom it says like, this whole building is mic'd for sound, and so and Kevin Smith's like, oh that's women. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
You mean
Yeah.
that he could be in this restroom taking a shit, and then he'll come up with an idea and they'll record that? It was like, oh.
He was it's like he wanted to be able to like anywhere in his home. Oh, welcome David Ellis, first time here.
And then
Hey, David.
and then the assistant that hired him at the end of the whole shooting, Kevin Smith was like, okay, so when should I
Hey,
come back?
Fox guy.
When should I come back to do the editing?
Hey,
and
Fox.
stuff? And the assistant says, oh, where are we doing the editing right now? He's like, what do you mean you're doing the editing? Oh yeah, well you're filming. Every time that you're done filming, we'll just take that film and just start editing right away. It's like, okay, well when I'm gonna be able to see it? She's like, well the thing is, I've been with Prince for about 10, 20 years, and he has filmed so many things. I directed like a lot of music videos. Like, well, really, what videos? You haven't seen them. And you're like, well, what do you mean I haven't seen them? Like, well, he tends to make a music video for every single song that he writes. And when I'm not talking about just like a video of him on stage singing a song. No, just like millions of dollars of production money was spent. Lavish sets were built for these music videos that has never seen the light of day. And I'm like, wow. And that's where the whole kind of myth started to happen, because Kevin Smith was telling his story about what the assistant told him. And so it is possible that he probably has like vaults of music videos that have never been.
You know that I remember he was like one of the only artists that I could really think of who, when it came to YouTube and it came to all like the stream, YouTube period, it's like he had such a tight grip. I mean, nothing by him appeared on YouTube. Did you ever notice that until after he died? And then he had his own channel, Spotify, turned around, started streaming. It was like he really, really had a tight grip. It was like you never saw any of his music videos on YouTube. And then after he died, it just came in like a flood.
Yeah.
I know. I remember waiting for someone to post on YouTube the segment of him performing in the show New Girl. I love that episode that he did with New Girl, and him singing that song with Zooey Deschanel. It was an amazing song.
I meant the Beatles were the first to break through massively in a multinational way with music that was at the time avant-garde.
Yeah, I could say yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first one they've been out international stars before. I mean, Elvis was certainly an international star. He came from America, but he was as big in Japan as he was here, and he was as big in the UK as he was here. But yeah, it was the first. So people always think of America as important for whatever reason. So they come from the UK, anywhere in Europe, really, and make it really huge.
Prince wrote "Nothing Compares to You" for his friends, The Family, not Sinead. They were another band. I think The Family. I think they only made really one album. I think they came out commercially. I think, but they were really good. They're really good. Just say I'm also looking forward to Bare Naked Ladies 16 studio album in flight, out 2 weeks from tomorrow. Not a big Bare Naked Ladies fan.
Me either, too. I can't believe I still have that stunt album, but yeah, I have it.
Yeah, I know like the main songs they came out with,
I loathed 1 week. Don't anybody ever play that song.
Chinese chicken.
I'm not a big fan of them either. I just kind of had that one album because I wanted this guy to, fall in love with me in 11th grade, so I bought it to impress him, and now I'm stuck with it.
I like Bare Naked Ladies.
And he was like, "Oh, that's cool," and I was like, "Damn it, I didn't even get a date with him."
Because it's been shit.
You should have just went to his house and knocked on the door like
One
this.
week till you looked at me.
That
You
would've
hung
worked.
there, city crazy.
We were in the same math class. Okay, we were in the same math class. I tried so hard.
Chicken in China, the Chinese chicken. How drumstick and your brain stop singing. Most new stars and all lights on. Put on the maze on.
How do you know all the words to that song?
I don't either.
Living
just
in
re-
Buffalo, being like 30 miles from Canada, you know, we heard like "Be My Yoko." "Be My Yoko Ono" was a pretty big hit in that area
Oh.
before anybody else besides Canadians ever heard of.
Oh, of course they would write a song about.
Oh no.
Yeah, they only had one LP, the
It
family.
started out on Canadian radio, but then local stations started playing it. In fact, I have a CD single of "Be My Yoko Ono,"
Oh,
which might be worth a few bucks because I mean that's probably their first CD single ever.
mm.
Let me see
Yeah.
here.
They had that, and then Brian Wilson.
Oh, I like Brian Wilson. I actually like that song.
We could stay in bed just like Brian Wilson did.
My favorite
Frog in my
song,
throat.
and I don't really like them, but my favorite song by them is "If I Had $1 Million," just because I love that one line about green coats, not a real green coat. That's
Yeah.
cool. I just find that very funny.
I thought Prince only let Tidal maybe at the time that he was alive. I mean, because I've never been a subscriber to Tidal, only
Me
to
either.
Spotify and Amazon Music. So, but I remember, after he died, I guess the family I forgot who it was actually got all the copyrights to like that. Was it his sister? Something
Yeah,
like
I
that?
think
his
so.
sister. Yeah, she started like releasing it on Spotify and stuff like that because he wasn't on there for the longest time either. But then Tidal was considered a more, I think Tidal's the one that's considered more like an audiophile type streaming service. So maybe he was kind of like, I'll let it be on Tidal,
When was it? 2012, 2013, something like that. The Beatles weren't on any streaming services till
Yeah.
for the longest time. They weren't on jukeboxes either because they used streaming services. I mean, I remember going to my bar and people would go to the jukebox and they wanted to hear I Saw Her Standing There. They would play Paul McCartney live at Amoeba's version of I Saw Her Standing There because it was all that was there, You want to hear Here Comes the Sun? There's Paul McCartney playing it on a ukulele because that's all it was,
Yeah, I thought frog in my throat. I'm sorry. I thought Prince never let any streaming services play his music. Yeah, that's what I thought, but I guess Tidal must have been the one and only. Vinyl Kicks, that's what I thought too. David wrote, you couldn't stream King Crimson until very recently.
Ah, I didn't know that because I stream on Spotify.
Well, I think some of the cleverest lyrics I ever heard was is a song by Bare Naked Ladies. It's called "In My Car," and it's off of the Stint album. And I love that part. It's that part in the song where it says, "I once had a dream. I slept with her mom, unless I got it wrong.
What?
A secret all along. Unless she hears the song, unless she hears it."
Dang, Bare Naked Ladies going with the moms.
Her new boyfriend, and they're kissing, and then she turns around and she says, "I think that's me."
So they're sleeping with people's moms.
I like this song. It's so clever.
Dang, they're sleeping with people's moms and Bare Naked Ladies.
It's a very risky kind of album when you think about it.
Well, I mean, good news that I was reading today about Andy Taylor from Duran Duran. They were saying that when the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame took place, which was last year when they got inducted, they said that he had been told that he had stage 4 prostate cancer and that he was in his 4th year. They say that usually you don't. The doctor had told him, and they say that usually you don't live any more than 5 years.
Yeah.
So they had told him that he had 5 years. And I guess that now he had found some new treatment where they say he's going to be around a lot longer.
Oh, that's good.
Don't know what that treatment is. They said in the interview I had read, they said that he had some kind of genetic mutation where it responded well with this treatment that he got. and they said that now he can probably end up living for, they're telling him, maybe 5-6 years. They're giving him another 5 or 6 years, but they're saying within those 5 to 6 years, there's probably going to be other treatments that will end up coming down the pike that'll extend it even longer. So.
Because they find a cure or something.
That's good because I'm not ready.
One. Yeah,
I'm not ready for John Taylor to be the only surviving member of the power station.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he would be. Yeah, definitely.
Everybody else
was really strong.
Tony Thompson is gone. Robert Palmer's gone. The producer Bernard Edwards is gone. The engineer Jason Corsaro is gone. That just leaves the 2 Taylors left in Power Station.
Yeah,
and this is a great album, by the way. Everybody should listen to it.
But when Robert Palmer left, they got what's his name, and he's still alive, I think.
Michael DeBarge.
Yeah, he's technically a member of the Power Station.
technically.
We don't count Michael DeBarge. Yeah.
People that only know the Power Station because they watched Live Aid would disagree because that's all they ever saw.
That is true. And they did it in an episode of Miami Vice. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that.
I dislike Michael DeBar for some reason. I always have.
I heard about that.
He was the lead singer for that one-off Checkered Past, which should have been great. It had Cook and Jones of the Sex Pistols. It had all these punks in it, and then Michael DeBar, and it was
DVD as well.
Why?
Huh?
This should be great.
Yeah. That guy was crazy, Star Trekker. I heard about that story.
It's an amazing album. I love their take on Harvest for the World by the Isley Brothers. My favorite song off of this album.
Tim has a good point. How much of the Beatlemania has to do with the last 20 years of the internet?
I don't know. Is there still Beatlemania happening? Is people still going super, super crazy over the Beatles?
Well, no, they're not going super, super crazy over the Beatles.
Like they did in the beginning. I know that. I know you are.
Without the internet, a lot of the young fans wouldn't even know who they are.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mm-hmm. Just wait till Disney buys them, then everybody's gonna know who they are.
Yeah.
But that goes the same for without. I think the internet, as much as I hate streaming and all of this stuff, and the internet is what's keeping I think, like classic rock alive. Period.
Yep.
I think it would have been 100% dead quite a long time ago, and every kid would be just absorbed in whatever's on modern radio, which isn't much. And I think because that's all we got as kids, and if that's all they got, you eat what you're fed.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think so, Fox Guy.
I don't think so, but he just loves the Beatles. Can you blame him? He loves the Beatles. Everybody has things they love.
I remember when all those Power Station formats came out. It's like each one was like, it wasn't named like the Power Station. It would be like the Power Station would say cassette, the Power Station would say LP, it'd say the Power Station CD. Does that say CD on it?
Well, they weren't the first one to do that. You know, the first one to do that was?
No, who was it?
PIL, Public Image Limited, in like '83 maybe. They had an album, and it was just called Album. And the cassette was just called cassette, and the CD was just called CD, and that's it. That's it. It was just white. It might have had a border or something on it, and in lowercase blue letters, it said album, and the cassette said cassette, and the CD said.
The cool thing about this, the cassette tape version, is like it's called the Power Station XDR.
Oh, expanded dynamic range.
Yeah.
That was the name of Capitol's tape.
That's what
I meant to tell you guys a story yesterday. This shows you how I'm getting old, and I am. I'm getting old, and I'm losing my mind. And
welcome to the old club.
I was at my Goodwill, and there was a really nice Sony cassette deck. I'm guessing from the very late '90s or early 2000s, and I could tell it was really nice because it had Dolby B and C. It had buttons for all 4 tape types,
Mhm.
handled all 4 tape types. You know, the door was really cool when it opened. I was like, whoa, I'm not even going to plug this thing in. They say it's tested. And I didn't
Uh-huh.
have $20 on me. So I went to
Uh-huh.
the
Ooh.
bank to get some money, and I tried 4 times and I could not remember my own PIN number.
Wow. That happened. That's happened to me.
So I didn't get the damn tape deck.
Oh no.
Mm.
And I really
Oh.
wanted it.
No.
I'm gonna go back tomorrow, but it was probably will be gone. I didn't.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Today anyway, but
Yeah, I had Iron Man XDR cassettes also. I mean, Duran. I mean, I think of like most people are on Capitol at that time. I think I'm trying to think like all the XDR cassettes I still own. I have a lot of Duran Duran, a lot of Iron Maiden. I have that same one that Paulina has, the Power Station. Tina Turner, Private Dancer was on XDR. There was a lot of different ones on XDR. Only company I saw that had an XDR cassette that was not Capitol was I have a Talking Heads Speaking in Tongues,
Oh,
which is on
good
XDR
album.
cassette.
The
Yeah,
Beatles
there you
on
go.
XPR.
I only have one Beatles cassette. I never see them in my neck of the woods ever.
And you know what? The other thing about XDR cassettes, Capitol cassettes, it seemed like when you would open them up, they smelled like corn tortillas. To me, they did anyway. You know, like when you open up a package of corn tortillas.
Oh yeah, the first bite of a corn tortilla is always the best.
It smelled like corn tortillas.
Vinyl Kicks, there's nowhere in that store you could hide a cassette deck. I mean, it would just get put back immediately.
You can't.
I mean, literally, it was the only piece of electronics in the electronics department. They never have anything.
I've hid things. I've hidden things in Target before. I hid an album in Target and came back for it a week later, and it was there.
You know, and then it was weird. On my way home, I'm like, "Ooh, I remember my number." And then by the time I got home, I was like, "Nope, that's not it either." But I remembered it later last night, and I was gonna get up this morning and go look, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not.
You know, to tell you the truth, I don't think they were on any better quality cassette. You know, I don't think they were Cobalt or they were anything like special. I think it was just the recording technique that they used and the way they reproduced the tapes that made them sound better. You know, I think it's the signal that they put, that they used. But I don't think the quality was any better than regular standard cassettes that you were getting from other companies at the time. I think the only company, because like I said, I used to have a lot of cassettes, but I think the one company that used to make shitty cassettes during the 80s was MCA. MCA made some shitty sounding cassettes. They looked cheap. They looked horrible.
I had a lot of MCA.
It's not how they look, but they just never seemed to sound right to me. They never sounded right to me.
I have to say it has to be Columbia cassette tapes. Columbia just make tapes that look so shitty, and you play them and you're like, oh my god, this sounds like crap.
MCA CDs they were very lazy with their artwork on all of their media.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
There's worse companies, but yeah. Well, Columbia, when they started on CDs, were very lazy with their artwork. They all just used the back album cover, and they had that white strip next to every CD. The same. It was just a blank white strip that just said Columbia on it, and then there was the album. There was nothing else there. I mean, I could look at any Bruce Springsteen or anything.
Yeah.
Like Simon and Garfunkel. They all look the same. Bob Dylan.
Yeah, exactly, David. Yeah, EMI Capitol cassettes because they were all XDR. That expanded dynamic range did something. Although I mean, Dolby noise reduction didn't do a whole lot for it. Because I mean, they didn't really have like a specific like noise reduction system for XDR. It was just kind of like blah. I mean, So I would just always, whenever I played it back, I would just turn off the Dolby noise reduction, turned it off, period. There you go.
Blank white thing with a UVC on it.
Yeah.
You just use the back cover exactly as it was. And they're all the same. I mean, Springsteen, Simon and Garfunkel, it doesn't rock pile. It doesn't matter who it is.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They were on DVD. They all look the same.
And the CDs and cassettes all use that big red font on the side.
Yeah. They did on the DVDs too. The same font, the same, it's just smaller on the DVD, but it's exactly the same.
Yep. The chrome and metal, yeah, definitely. Chrome and metal are a better formulation, I believe.
And you know what? It was a thing where, because I had a copy of Paul McCartney Tug of War on Columbia CD, and then I have it on Capitol. The Capitol CD sounds way better than the Columbia CD as well. They did like a shitty job mastering it on disc when Columbia put it out. I couldn't listen to it. I was like, I don't want to listen to that. But then when
Columbia didn't have the masters.
Yeah.
Listen to Columbia's version of Band on the Run. And that is one of the hissiest CDs I've ever heard in my life. There's so much hiss. They used whatever they could get and they put it out.
I had a copy of it on vinyl and I didn't like it. It sounded terrible.
No, they didn't have any. I'm looking at some cassettes. And
which makes me question Tom Hunyadi because he loves the Columbia ones.
I think so. I think so too.
There you go. And they're all white. Columbia. I don't think they ever changed. Well, that grayish white. I don't think they ever changed.
That's a good album. That's a good album.
They ever put, clear or anything like that. Oh, there's space in here. I didn't think I had any space.
Also, when you would go and you would purchase cassettes from Columbia House, sometimes they would end up selling them the same. They would look like Columbia cassettes. When you ended up taking out, like instead of being like somebody, I think over here in the chat was messaging Polydor and like Polygram and some of those companies. They had like special, like their cassettes would be different colors. They're still like that, like a gray and like a beige. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whenever they would take the cassettes over to Columbia, it's like they would be like the same as like a Columbia cassette.
Well, that was the thing. I mean, everybody's old record company issues of records are bad or whatever. It depends on the record company. Like if you bought a record from the Columbia Record Club and it was on Columbia Records, chances are you're going to get a standard version of that record. It's the records from other labels that Columbia would press, and so it all depended on that kind of stuff.
Oh yes, definitely, David. Darker Waves.
The great Columbia. They put a lot of time and effort.
Oh, Heart! Right there. I love Heart. Oh my God, that looks like they photoshopped it, or they
put a lot of time and effort into that.
Or they cricket it. You ever use that?
They're all the same. I mean, every one looks exactly the same.
Like I have a Michael Jackson tape somewhere in our house of Say Say, and I should find it.
And then some companies. I think this is A&M and this is Chrome. I guarantee this sounds pretty good.
Yeah, I have some police cassettes that are actually on A&M Chrome.
Yeah,
and some OMDs. And, they were like one of the companies that were really they made a lot of Chrome.
Once they went, I just think there's so much more class once they went clear. It just feels like a higher quality product, whether it is or isn't. It has the appearance of being one. Yeah.
David said, Dusty, do you think the festival with New Order and Tears for Fears will actually, Darker Waves, it's definitely going to be on.
I hope so. I hope they don't cancel it because it's a very good lineup.
Pink Floyd.
I love Pink. I love Pink Floyd.
Hair taken in
I love Pink Floyd.
Well, exactly the same. They talk about mass produced.
Zanef is saying Western culture sucks nowadays, or is it disappearing? I don't think so. I don't think it's disappearing.
No.
It's not the greatest, but I don't think it's disappearing.
No, Western culture's not disappearing. I don't think so. Unless you know something I don't know.
That's a good album, even especially on cassette tape, on Virgin.
I love me some Roy Orbison.
Roy Orbison on Virgin Records,
Dolby.
That's a good question. Was it true that Born in the USA was the first album produced on CD?
I don't know. Tim would know the answer.
No. The first album ever pressed on CD was 52nd Street by Billy Joel.
There you go. Fox guy said it right there. Billy Joel, I think, was first CD.
Back. Born to Run was pretty early, and it may have been the first new album to been released on CD, but it wasn't the first album.
I don't know what you mean. If I'm kind of like I don't follow you, right? Not a lot of love.
Oh, I didn't even know I had this. It's not
52nd
XTR
Street in
though.
Japan.
I have this.
Ooh, Wings Greatest.
Ooh.
Is that the 1993? Yeah, that's 1993.
I don't know.
Mason just left the
It's
CD community
93. I
and
love
joined the
that
Max Out
pressing
recording
of
cassette
that.
community.
No, I haven't. Oh, look, this is a nice broken tape. Look, I'll have to
shoot.
fix this one of these days.
Ooh.
Gotta splice it.
Yeah, I know how to splice tape. I can fix it. I didn't know that was broken.
Ooh.
I remember when they used to sell the whole
Wow.
kit. You ended up having a little block and it had a little slice in it. And
I bought
So
a whole
good.
crap load of cassettes one day. They're all 29 cents. I don't even know what the heck I got. I didn't know I
oh,
had that.
nice.
Nice.
I didn't know I had that.
Fucking nice. That's a good album. 29 cents? Whoa.
Yeah. I didn't
Damn
pay more
you.
than that for anything here.
29 cents? Our cassettes out here are like
Now-
$3
now,
at Amoeba.
Is this MCA or was he Warner Brothers by then?
Oh, Tom Petty?
Yeah. He
And-
was Warner Brothers by then, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
so.
This is a nice cassette cover. You know, this isn't one of your Columbia jobs. You know, there's some time and effort went into that.
They actually put some thought into the artwork.
Yeah. Oh, here, wow. I went wow because this is fairly early because this is still on
MCA Backstreet.
Yeah.
Backstreet.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's see, FMF was MCA.
Oh, there's. Oh, it's not here. I don't think the only Beatle
Oh.
cassette I have is Real Music.
I got that on record. I bought it at Goodwill for $2. That's a good album. Could not pass a $2
Let's see,
Harrison.
Tom Petty's first CD for Warner Brothers, 1994, Wildflower. So Full Moon Fever
Okay,
was on
so
MCA.
that's still on MCA then. All right.
hmm
Yeah, I have that album. Ooh, the Cranberries. That's a good album.
Really good album.
Yeah, really good.
You know, ooh.
Ooh, they're reissuing the third album finally on vinyl.
About
Wow, I got
time.
a whole crap load of Pink
About
Floyd
damn
in here.
time.
I didn't even know I had. I didn't know I had that.
Oh,
Oh,
I love
metal.
that. Metal. That's
Ooh,
that's
on
a
Harvest.
Mhm.
ooh.
These were all like 29 cents.
I gotta
Look,
say one thing to your
I even
thrift
have
store.
this.
Fuck you,
Believe
thrift
it or
store.
not. Can you see
Oh.
what that is?
Is that the Black album
Cemetery.
from
Yeah.
Metallica? Yeah.
Didn't
Wow.
know I had that.
You're secretly a metal fan, Tim. We didn't know
No,
that.
I'm not. There you go.
Well, you got one of the best.
Oh,
Oh.
Purple, Stone Temple Pilots.
When
Nice.
they're 29 cents a piece, you tend to pick things up. You know.
Yeah, I wish maybe I need to move to your town because my CDs are like $3 and my cassettes are like $3. There's no 29 cents. Got to pay the premium out here in LA for used cassettes.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, you know what? They're good. I mean, they've been saying for a long time it's going to have a resurgence and it's been slow, but it's going to start picking up steam.
I don't.
So I've been collecting cassettes for 20 years, and I recommend you all start collecting cassettes now.
I only have 3 cassettes.
I'm already there.
Boy,
Mhm.
didn't know I had this.
I'm already there.
I don't know if I should start collecting
Let's see
cassettes
if there's
because
anything else interesting.
I don't know.
This is just some stuff. What I
Mhm.
have here.
you have a nice collection, though. You have a nice
Well,
collection.
there's
Cassette.
another Columbia classic that
Ooh.
they took lots of
Oh,
time.
wish you were here.
They took lots of
Nice.
time in doing that one. Oh, here you go. This might be a little bit up Paulina's alley.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah,
True
that-
Blue.
True Blue by Madonna.
Did not know I had that either.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I have in my collection. I'm like, when did I buy that? Like, I bought
And
a
again,
bunch.
cassettes. Wow, I've got 2 of these. The other one I showed was still sealed.
Oh,
Because I
So you
got
have one to play, and you have one to go ahead and like collect.
Because I'm looking
Right.
at my CD collection right now, and I was like, when
One
did I
for
buy
eBay.
Bon Jovi?
But yeah, that's enough of that.
well, it's like here is give my regards to Broad Street.
Mhm.
It's on that very yucky. It has this chrome crow. And it's like that. Um, and
What do
then
you?
the cassette tape. So
Oh, you
You guys,
froze.
you guys got a better cassette collection than me. I just have BTS on cassette. That's all I have.
Paulina froze in an
Right.
interesting position. There you go.
Yeah.
Since I'm here, I want to fill up both sides.
Maybe just remove her and
Not
then have her come
cassettes
back.
just laying around. I thought this thing was full.
Wow.
Not
Is she
full.
What
completely
is-
frozen? Should I remove her?
What is the
Okay.
most unique cassette you have, Tim? You think? What's the most unique?
I don't know. It wouldn't be in here.
There's a link to come back up, Paulina.
Like I should try to collect cassettes again because Amoeba
Mhm.
has a section that has cassettes for like $3. But it's like, do I want to start?
Out here in Southern California, it's kind of hard to get cassettes. It seems like for me, it's like I don't find them that often
No.
at Goodwills.
No.
I mean, I do find them at the record stores. And usually they're
but
kind of like
it's
an
not
afterthought. But
cassettes you want. It's
Yeah.
gonna be opera, classical,
Yeah.
country, a little bit of country, and a lot of like vocals and stuff, but not good
Yeah.
vocals and
No,
stuff.
I
Not
feel like
Sinatra,
that's what
you
you
know,
find at a
you know,
Goodwill.
It's oh, I
That's
picked-
that's exactly
there's a
what you
couple
find
right
at a
here.
Goodwill.
Hold on. I picked these up not too long ago. I got
Ooh.
stuff on them. So hold
Because
on.
I never come across cassettes at Goodwill or Salvation Army. Never. Always CDs. Occasionally
Oh, I-
I'll come across good record, but
Mhm.
like
It's
most of the
stuff
stuff
like
I bought
this.
a CD.
But I put these in there. I picked these up not too
Oh.
long ago. It's two of them.
Okay.
I didn't even know one of the volumes existed. It's
Nice.
like
Is that Bobby Darin?
Darin collection.
Oh, I love Bobby Darin. I picked up Bobby Darin recently.
Yeah,
of his
so
greatest
I
hits.
picked those up not too long ago. I think they
That's-
were half price. I think I paid
That's
like
cool.
24 cents for them.
Yeah, because I picked up
Nice.
Good, I can
Oh,
put them
great.
in here.
I picked up a greatest
Welcome
hits of
back,
Bobby
Paulina.
Darin.
I have room.
that was scary.
Yeah, we froze on your record on your CD. or
Yeah,
your
so this is
cassette.
like in regards to BuzzFeed, and the only thing good that they did with the cassette tape is they added like a sort of like a gatefold kind of thing to
Uh-huh.
it. But even then, it was still lousy. So Capitol Records were like, hold my beer.
Mhm.
So then they came up with theirs. And it's a nice XDR cassette
Uh-huh.
tape right there.
Wow.
So it's expanded down range, so it's gonna sound way better.
Uh-oh.
Did she freeze again?
I think so.
I think the internet's trying to tell her Paul
Yeah.
McCartney's too hot for the internet.
It's Paul McCartney. He's like, is his copyright?
I'll be right back.
It's his copyright team. He's freezing
No,
it.
but like I swear the LA Goodwills, I never come across cassettes ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cassettes that I've tried to purchase that I wanted to buy from my teen years and stuff like that, just to like have them again.
Yeah.
And I've just gone on eBay and bought them, or I go to Discogs and buy them. I haven't really waited to find them in the wild.
Well, because I know with the Goodwills that I go to,
Mm-hmm.
I usually CDs are usually plenty at Goodwills. I always seem to come across CDs, but when it comes to cassettes, I don't know if I want to start collecting cassettes. I have 3 right now, and I'm kind of like, do I want to start collecting them? Because I have a boombox. I have a boombox that has a CD/cassette player.
Well, I mean, with me, when I went crazy starting to purchase cassettes and stuff again, was because I had gone on OfferUp. And I had gotten lucky. I had found a man who was actually selling a Denon 3-head
nice.
cassette deck, which actually ends up it had a tray as opposed to like, a door. So it was like a CD. It loads up like a CD and stuff. And when I got that and I saw how great the tapes were sounding on it, I went crazy and started buying all kinds of like old cassettes.
I got a
for my
Sony.
past
I
and
got a
stuff.
Sony boombox, and it does the job of playing my cassette. Ooh,
I
Zanef
just wanted to
said-
get 5 more cassettes that didn't have a home so I could fill this thing up.
ooh. you gotta give them a home. You gotta give them a home.
Here you
Zanef
go, here.
said,
Style Council,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
I love the Style Council.
Dylan's greatest hits. It took a lot of time
Ooh.
on that one.
They did. I know they put the barcode on the front. They're like, yeah, let's Frankenstein it real easy.
This is greatest hit.
Nice.
Oh, you don't have to. Elvis Christmas still sealed.
That's
This is the
actually.
best Christmas too. If you just want one Christmas
I agree
CD
with you.
by Elvis, this is the one.
I
It's
agree with
all
you.
but one of his Christmas songs on it.
I agree with you. I love Elvis.
So it's everything.
Christmas.
And Dylan, Time Out of Mind.
Ooh.
Columbia was actually, look at that. The Columbia actually, by this point, was actually making real cassette covers.
Yeah.
Spines
Yeah.
still look the same.
Do you still? I gotta ask you a question, Tim. Do you still owe money to Columbia?
I never did. I never joined the record club. My mother wouldn't let me when I
My
was
mom
a kid.
wouldn't let me.
And then
My mom wouldn't let me either. My mom was like, no, I'm not gonna have you spend money on a Columbia club. You can go to Target and buy it.
Okay, it says,
And records
Sinev said,
I mean, we had a department store that almost every weekend would put their entire record department on sale.
Ooh.
And I'm talking,
Uh-huh.
you could get records were like $250 and $350 on the weekend,
Wow.
which was ridiculous.
Mhm.
Now, why would you join a record club when I can go get everything I
Well,
want for $350
well, you
or
know,
less?
When I was little, I used to watch QVC, and I tried to convince my mom to let me buy stuff on QVC, and she told me it was like some scam in Africa. And I was like, no, it's not.
QVC is not a scam. It's probably overpriced, but it's not.
No, but when you got a mom that's not from this country, anything that requires you to pay money on a TV show is a scam to her. Yeah,
I play my cassettes from time to time.
I do
don't play them.
sometimes.
I mean, it's not my chosen format that I go to all the time.
Sometimes
But I have my
play 'em.
tape. I have my tape deck set up over there, so it's like set up anytime I want to throw a cassette in. But I do play them.
Yeah,
I've
sometimes
got a
I'll play 'em.
really nice Denon cassette deck, and it quit
Mhm.
working on me probably 2 months after I bought it.
Oh,
And I
Mm.
tried playing with the belts and stuff, but it's so complicated. I'm afraid to take it apart too much. So that's
Yeah.
why I was looking at this Sony. I wish it was a little lesser of a deck, and I could actually get it to work.
you know who has a really nice deck is Geraldine High Five has a really nice cassette deck. If you ever watch her on TikTok, Geraldine High Five.
I
Yeah.
don't have TikTok, so no.
Oh, she's on YouTube too. I have TikTok. I'll admit it. I have TikTok.
Speaking of that, Lisa, what were you doing in Material Issues today?
Because
I've
they
never
had
seen you there
because Abigail was on. I'm subscribed to her channel.
Yeah, I came across because I'm
She
blind.
brought him a
subscribed.
bunch of. She brought them a bunch
Yeah.
of subs.
Yeah.
They've been sitting at 183 subs for like ever, and I've been feeling so sorry for them.
Uh-huh.
Today they had like 234 subs or something, and I'm like,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, because I was because I know that I've been watching their show from time to time because I'm subscribed to them, and he doesn't get a whole lot of viewers and stuff. Kind of like us, we don't get a whole lot of viewers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well,
but
they get more on Facebook. They're more popular on Facebook than they are on
Yeah.
YouTube by far.
well, there's a lot of channels that are like that. Like Grown Man Record Night. It's like if you go to one of his YouTube streams, it's like you'll see like 8-9 people there. But if you'll go look at his Twitch, there's like freaking 80, 90, 100.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
over there. So it's like that happened. Just like same thing with that guy, Vinyl Junkies. Same thing with him. You go to his stream and you look and there's like 6 or 7 people there. But you go to his Twitch, there's 80, 90, 100, and all his
Yes,
Patreons and
so
stuff like
many
that.
rules. He has so
So,
many
yeah.
rules. That's why I
Yeah.
stopped
But
posting on
They
it.
get real guests on Material Issues. I mean, I
Mhm.
watch that show every single week live. I mean, you have to watch it live. You can just go and watch it. But I like to get one comment in. They know who I am now. I mean, they always say hello to me, and they know I'm a friend of Schnee's too, and they're friends of Schnee's. So they.
Cassettes are going to take over the hi-fi. I don't think they'll take over the hi-fi. You know what? There was actually
No.
there was a channel called Cassette Comeback, and there was a couple of other channels that I was like watching for a while there, where they were trying to start a cassette community. So they were trying to actually do it, where they they have a vinyl community. They were trying to have a cassette community, and stuff like that. People that just collected cassettes.
I don't
Cassettes
think
could come back,
Uh-huh.
but two specific things need to happen for that to happen, and neither one really will. There
Yeah.
needs to be a company that designs a brand new mechanism, a brand new quality cassette mechanism, because there
Yeah.
isn't one made by anybody in the world currently. And they need to either invent a new kind of noise reduction or get Dolby to lease it again. These are the two things that need to happen for cassettes to make a comeback, and I don't think either will.
I don't think cassettes
Or-
are gonna make a big comeback. I think
Or they
they're
need to come
gonna.
out with.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lisa. I'm
No,
sorry.
I
I didn't
don't
mean
think-
to cut you off.
No, I don't think they're gonna make a big comeback. I think they might have a
Mhm.
little bit of resurgence where, you know, for a time people will be like, "Oh yeah, I need to buy cassettes," but I don't think it's gonna have the same resurgence like vinyl did when.
I think they could have a decent one if you could get a cassette deck and go home like you used to be able to, because it's fun to make a cassette as opposed to burning a CD where you're just sitting in front of your computer and it's boring. You move a file
Yeah.
over here, and you know.
Yeah,
actually
yeah, I was
making a
telling.
cassette and stuff is
I was
fun,
telling.
but they don't
I was telling
make
Dusty that.
anything quality enough to bother with that.
I
anymore.
told
That's
Dusty that I
happening.
used to.
You know, back in
Yeah.
the 70s and 80s when I had cassette and that's what I was doing, I rarely bought store cassettes, but I would always
Mhm.
buy, you know,
I mean, I
Chrome
used to.
cassettes and make my own.
I used to
my own
record it.
way.
I
You
used to
know,
always
that was
record on
thing
the
to do.
radio. That was my thing, recording on the radio. I would I would listen to the radio. I'd get my oh, this one, this one, this one. It's gonna die with me, right? The Josh Groban meme. Yeah, I know.
I would take a look tracker and see what the last bid is. The last bid is probably from Lisa.
Wait. Let's see how much an actual Josh Groban signed CD is worth.
You don't
Cassettes for the
remember what
future.
you bid, Lisa?
Forget
I-
Bitcoin.
I own everything that Josh Groban signed. I know that's kind of weird to say that, but I do.
Yeah, wasn't the hiss supposed to be the analog sound though? That was supposed to be the warmth. They were saying the hiss. You know, that's the analog sound. So, give me the tape hiss any day. Oh no, here we go.
Yeah,
Bruce
you know, I
Hornsby
prefer.
again.
I actually always listen. I never use the Dolby when I always recorded with Dolby, but when I played them back, I rarely used the Dolby. I didn't
Mhm.
mind the hiss. I just thought they sounded a lot better if you didn't use the Dolby.
Well,
Yeah, it always sounded.
Really
I
good.
agree with Fox guy. To me it sounded like it was muffled when you'd use like the Dolby noise
Yeah,
reduction.
yeah, it was muffled, too much bass, and I like bass, but it wasn't good bass. It was a muffly bass. It wasn't a
Mhm.
boomy bass.
wow.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
just
but
kind of
would
accepted
always
that you were going to hear
record in
this.
Dolby, but I
You know?
wouldn't play back in Dolby.
Well, Trekker, you're not far off, Trekker.
I mean,
You have
I
one out
have
for
on my
700.
podcast a long time ago. I doubt it's still up now, but I did an episode a long time ago called "Tale of the Tape," where I made an all cassette episode, 100% from cassettes. And I thought it was going to sound crappy and blah blah blah, and it sounds like every other episode I ever did. You never know it was all from cassettes.
Who is that?
Is that Josh Groban too?
Yep. Yep. I told you. I'm not even kidding. I have a lot of signed stuff.
Like,
Oh,
it's kind
you guys said something without a signature is worth $500.
It's like
Tim's
like she's
face is like
going-
everything I'm feeling right
like
now.
she's
I'm
going-
like,
It's going back.
I'm like,
it's like
poor
she's
Josh
turned-
Groban is thinking, okay, Lisa, I'll sign one more thing, but then you're going to have to get out of my yard.
You want look. You want proof? I got. There we go. Josh Groban.
It's like- It's like when
Josh
Lisa,
Groban.
when Lisa was in her 20s, in her early
Yep,
20s,
that's
she
when
was
I
like
bought
a
a lot of
soccer
that.
mom in her 50s.
Mhm.
And now she's in her 40s. She's now going. Now she's like an 18-year-old listening to BTS and stuff like that.
Yep. I'm making up for my soccer mom wig.
Yeah, this is so funny.
So this is
Now,
what.
I was looking at the viewer count, and with each CD, she brought up what was dropping off.
Yeah, that's right. I'm
We
losing the
had
viewer.
like, it was only 9 viewers up there, or whatever. But it was like whenever she'd bring one up, boop, what would drop?
Well,
Boop,
Yeah,
what would
that's right. The magic of Josh Groban losing the viewers.
Easy, Nick. I kind of have I'm not sure about this, but this is a possibility. I may have done my last podcast.
No.
I'm not sure.
God dang
But
it, no.
it's a
we can't lose you.
possibility. I'm thinking it over right now. As
No,
I
we
speak.
can't
I'm gonna
lose
make a
you.
decision.
Why would you want to abandon the podcast? I mean, they're popular. I mean, they are popular. What I always thought you should do, Tim, like I said, and I've said time and time again, is you need to bring those over to YouTube. You know,
I can't bring them over to YouTube. They'd be taken down immediately.
or maybe Twitch, maybe. You know, another, you know, something like that where you go ahead and you play it back.
It's not that. It's that
Mhm.
you know, right now there's hundreds of them, almost 200 of them up there, and I got my bill, and you know what? I don't want to spend the money on that. I can't spend the money on that, to be honest. Now I could. I'm thinking of maybe doing once every 2 a month or something like that, and there'll only be 4 there to listen to, which will never help your ratings at all. But that's as much as you can do for free.
Here we go.
And now
I'm going back to free minimal, but I might even
viewers.
be just ending it.
it's
But I
not a
might
fucking
start
fluke.
something new. I've thought of that too. I've thought of, you know, other things I can do besides just an all vinyl.
I gotta Paul.
You know what I was thinking was that, or maybe what you could do is do like what Shani does is you could turn around, you could go ahead and you have your one night that you do it, where you go ahead and you play it back. You're on there and you're like conversating with people, and then you just go ahead and take it down. So that way it's not there for them to, you know.
Yeah, I've done that sneeze thing though. I don't really want to do that.
I am going to.
I don't know. I mean, people don't know. I've been doing this for about 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Okay, I'm officially going to hell, and I'm going to ruin this stream because
I've lost my momentum. You know, I'm lost as far as after 12 years, I'm lost as far as what to play. I'm not buying records the way I used to, so I'm not. You know, it used to be easy. Okay, I've got a pile of new records here. I'll play stuff mostly from this pile of new records, but now it's you know. I probably won't, but I might cut it down to once every 2 weeks or something like that. I'll see.
It's like, oh my God, Lisa! Some of these people are like, do not like Josh Groban.
They do not, and I have them on vinyl too. Because
you were showing the CDs, like I said, and the numbers were dropping. And then you turn around and you stopped, and then the numbers started going up again. And then you brought those last two albums came out, and it dropped again.
Man, the crowd is tough. They don't like my soccer mom music.
And the thing is, I think Podomatic already took the money out of my account, so I think I'm going to spend tomorrow trying to get it.
You need to.
Do they try and like charge for the whole year, or?
Yeah, they charge you for the year.
Oh, okay. So, that's a big
tomorrow
chunk.
I'm going to try to get it back.
No, you need to.
I literally can't give them.
You see, I am losing you viewers.
Moment.
Exactly.
See, look at right there. AZ Mick is saying the whole thing. That's Josh Groban right there.
Hey, let's give him credit where credit's due. Would you listen to Justin Bieber? Because Justin Bieber can't sing.
I'll listen to Josh Groban over Bieber.
Okay, in all fairness now, we are dealing with a woman here who bought One Direction, an album that she already had. She bought a second copy before she bought the Smiths. So... Yep. So it's like, you know, we got to have a little bit of patience with Lisa. We pat her on the head sometimes. We're just going, okay,
I will buy a Smiths album.
That'll do, Lisa. That'll do.
I think I have 3 albums, vinyl albums by the Smiths, a couple CDs, a couple 45s.
You know, it's like me. It's like I have all the albums. I have the compilations, stuff like that. You know, I'm not one of those people that, I mean, because like with Smiths, it's like you have like, I'm more of a casual fan. I really do like them. You know, like I said, I have the albums, I have a couple of compilations, I have some CDs, but then you have like the hardcore fans. Like my friend Lewis, he comes in here sometimes. He's been in here a couple times. His actual name is like named after a Morrissey song, Billy Budd. that guy is just like into like the singles and, I mean, that guy he's like encyclopedic knowledge of like, well, this single came out in 1985 and
promo 12-inch or two too. I just remembered.
Like him and I have another friend, Guillermo. He's the same way. He's just like encyclopedic knowledge.
But
they
to be
know
honest,
everything.
I don't like their production and stuff all that much. I have a bootleg. I think it's just called the demos. It's a 2 LP set. That's my favorite thing to listen to by the Smiths. Is the demos before that's all overproduced and
To tell you the truth, the Smiths live were really sloppy when they were live. I mean, I saw them live during the Queen is Dead tour, which was like the last tour. And I mean, my memory's not that great of how it was, but I saw them out here at Irvine Meadows Amphitheater. It was one of the last shows. And I saw them at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion on that same tour. And it wasn't really like formal. It's like they didn't really have a thing like most bands at the time had, where it's like, okay, you had entrance music and you had this. They did they just kind of came out and were like, hi, how's everybody doing? They kind of came out and they kind of like plugged the guitars in all sloppy, like, and stuff like that, and they played in between songs. They were like tuning and doing whatever, hitting their drums, like tuning the drums. It's just like it was an imperfect show. But I think that was kind of cool because it was more like you were like watching a band in a small club, I guess. It's like they weren't formal.
Yeah.
REM was like that in the early days. And the Who,
hey, Jersey Girl.
The Who have never gotten over being like that. The Who are still like that to this day.
Yeah.
They've got like 10 minutes between songs sometimes. They play a song and the crowd's all up, and now Pete's gonna tune his guitar and the drummer's gonna do, and it's like, and they're not talking to the audience or anything.
Yeah.
They're just,
I did not realize when I was watching another video, like I said, because I was off today, so I was home all day watching videos. Another Watch Mojo where they were talking about like, what's it? No, maybe it was the Grunge Channel. They were talking about horrible things that rock stars had done, during the 70s and stuff like that. And then they were talking about him, Pete from the Who, and they were saying that he had actually got busted in 2003 for visiting a web with child abuse or something of that sort. Not child sexual assault, but child abuse or something of that sort. And they said they caught him because he had paid with his credit card. And he said that the reason why he was on it was because he was doing research for his book. He was doing an autobiography or something of that sort at that time.
Believe that.
I don't know. I mean, he got away with it, but then again, who knows if it wasn't, just, they're like, oh, it's Pete Townshend. They let him get away with it. But yeah, it was kind of, I mean, they kind of like just glared over it or whatever, in the story or whatever, because he was like number 15 or whatever.
Oh,
but they were some of the stuff they were bringing up. I was just like, damn, it was like, the Steven Tyler thing with the girl that he like became where he became her, what do you call it? Her adopted whatever. I forgot.
There's a term for it.
The term escapes me right now. But same thing, he had turned around and met her when she was 16. He was 25, and he was like, he was flying. I mean, that's like trafficking. He was flying her all over the United States. On a plane on tour. I mean,
Guardian.
Guardian. Yeah. It's like transporting her like all over the United States. That's like, damn, that's gotta be like trafficking.
Yeah, but like her parents allowed that. They knew he was 25, yet the parents allowed that to happen.
Yeah. So he wanted to become the Guardian so he wouldn't get in trouble. Then I guess and he was like feeding her dope and getting her drunk and.
Thank you, Xanath. Well, I mean, but that's until fairly recently. That's just how things were. I mean, do you guys know about the Replacements at all?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Tommy Stinson, when they started first touring, Tommy Stinson was like 14, and his brother Bob, his older brother, who was taking care of him, was like the biggest drug addict in the world almost at that point in time, but. At home, Tommy, the guy that Tommy's mother was with, would just beat the crap out of him mercilessly. And finally, it was decided that Tommy was better out on the road with drunks and his drug-addled brother than he was at home. I mean, it's pretty horrible. So
Yeah,
here
you
you
know.
a 14-year-old kid out on tour with 3 grown men drinking every night and blah blah blah. But that was deemed better than being at home and taking what he was going to get there. I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty horrible.
Yeah.
There you go. Easy Make it said Guardian. There it is.
You got,
Chuck
you
Berry
know,
got busted for that.
yeah, you got
Yeah,
to keep
no, he
with what
did.
you're
He
doing.
did jail time.
Yeah.
Did you put up? I never know how to pronounce his name. Zanif.
Yeah, Zenef.
You should put up that comment. It's very nice. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep doing it, Tim. You can't give up on it because you've been doing
Again,
it for so long.
The problem becomes, financial.
I know, but you know, people like
And-
Zenith listen to you. They like what you do.
Like
and
I
so
said,
you
I
have
think they already
viewers.
took the money, and I gotta try
Uh,
to fight to get it back. Because I
Like
need
people really, really extremely like your 45 shows when you're doing the 45s
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
playing one after the other. People really, really like those.
I
mean,
keep
you
doing
get-
more.
Mhm.
I don't know why I'm not shut down. I keep trying to get shut down.
Because
I
you
push
play
popular
obscure
stuff,
stuff.
come get me.
Mhm.
But they-
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the only thing they'll do is they'll shut you down for 2 minutes. They shut you
Yeah,
down for
but
a minute
Yeah.
or two.
that's what
and-
happened to me. I don't know
Mhm.
why.
But yeah, no, you should. If you want to take breaks from it, I understand, but you shouldn't
One
completely
word.
give up on it.
One word, Tim. One word. Beatles. That'll get you
That
instantly.
will tell
I've
you.
played the Beatles,
Yeah.
and I've certainly
Yeah?
played solo McCartney and solo
Wow.
Beatles. I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
I've played the Beatles.
Yeah.
It doesn't
I mean,
matter.
it's
I
it's
don't
okay.
see
It's
what
okay to
happened.
take a break. It's okay to
But,
take a break.
and the other
from it,
thing
but
is,
don't
like
get
I
it
said,
up.
I've wanted to do something different. I mean, I experimented with vinyl being a format, but vinyl isn't really being a format.
How
I mean,
about-
I could do a show with an actual format.
I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
about how about movies? You're pretty knowledgeable in movies. You ever
Yeah,
thought
but
about
I'm
doing
not
something
good
with
at
movies?
talking about them.
Mhm.
I mean, I've had lots of it. I'd love to rip Dylan off and do like a theme time radio hour kind
Mhm.
of thing. But that's ripping Dylan off, and do I really want to? I mean, I love putting together 90 minutes of shows about whatever one topic. Here you go. I mean,
Yeah.
I find that interesting.
Now, do you use any kind of like editing program or anything when you're like doing your podcast and stuff like that? I mean, or do you just record it straight through?
No, I use it's a simple program.
Mhm.
I forget what it's called. It's right here. It's iMix, but it has another name.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really edit with it. I can edit with it. I've done edits with it. I'm trying Acoustica.
Okay,
The
Acoustica.
audio mixer. It's a simple. I mean, it's as simple as it can be. It just looks like it's going to be so bright you're not going to see it. But it's
I can
just
see it.
lines.
Yeah.
And you
Uh-huh.
start at the top and you put a track up, and then you put the next track up, and then you put the next track up. It's
Oh, okay.
just,
I
and-
use something
and-
like that's like
and-
called Cool Edit Pro, where you're able to go ahead and you put the track and you like actually put it like in different.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
and
I
you
mean,
can,
I
like,
could
fade them
go
into each
straight
other.
across, but I never do. I just go
Uh-huh.
down, 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 down.
Yeah.
down,
Yeah.
But and and you can stretch it out and make it bigger or smaller, so you can get the mix exactly right. Which I did
Mhm.
like 50 episodes before I figured that out.
Yeah,
so
the
my
thing that I like
early
doing,
my early edit or mixes aren't so good. They got better as time went on.
Yeah, because with the one that I use is like Cool Edit Pro. Is I can go ahead and I can do the music, but then I can also end up doing the voiceovers on the fly too. So when I put the music in, I go ahead and go okay right there, and I can press record on another channel, and then go ahead and do a voiceover, and then stop it, and then trim it off and stuff like that, and then put the next song there,
I
and
do
then I
my
go ahead and do the same thing.
voiceovers on CD exactly like I do
Mhm.
my vinyl. I'll do 4 or 5 shows at a time, as much as I can fit on a CD,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm ready to go with 4 or 5 shows. And then I just edit them in. The track's no different from any other track. I just put them on there. So if I
Yeah, that's what I was
Tim.
gonna say. It's a variety of music. It's just like it has no like it's very eclectic.
Yeah.
Oops, I didn't mean to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I think in the grand
Mhm.
scheme of things, it's okay to take a break if you're kind of
Mhm.
overwhelmed or kind of like don't feel like doing things for a while. But I say don't completely give up on it because You got people that love you in this community
Mm-hmm.
that love watching your
There's people that
thing.
really, really enjoy the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got you
No,
see that
I know this, but I'm just very burnt out right now.
I know I
And
understand. I
don't
completely
feel
understand.
very good about myself, and when that happens,
No, I
you know,
completely understand
just-
about that.
I need to get my crap together. But here, I just did this real quick just to show you what it sort of looks like when you start a show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's pretty much basically like a Cool Edit Pro.
So
Uh-huh.
that's what it looks like, and then you can fiddle with them, and you can change the volume. There's a line in the middle. I usually turn them up slightly from where I recorded them, even though I record it loud. I think, especially when you're streaming and stuff, the louder things are, the better they sound. And that's it. And then I'll take voices and commercials and whatever else I got.
Yeah.
I'll throw it all in there, and there you go.
Yeah, because the one that I use actually would. Let me just go ahead and share the screen real quick. I'll share the window.
I just shut it off.
Yeah, and this is the one that I use. It's just called Cool Edit Pro. But the same thing is, it's like you can end up doing multiple. It's like I could end up doing like 4, or I could end up doing more than like that. You go ahead and come here. I could open up just like any song or whatever. Open it up, turn around, let it come in. Then I have a sound wave. Then I can go ahead and put insert multi-track. Then it would be in the multi-track.
I'm not that complicated.
Then I can end up making it smaller, of course, than this.
And Audacity, this program I have, it's not Audacity, it's Acoustica. The program only works with MP3s. Which is okay, because the platform I'm using is only 192 anyway, so that's okay. But I get things I get like flat file, I get things, sometimes other things, and I can't use them without. I can modify them and use them if I want to actually take the time to do that. But the thing is, I make CDs to listen to in my car off of vinyl, and I can't use those on my podcast because I do those is Windows Media Audio. And this doesn't recognize Windows Media Audio. So I'm like, I can't even use my CDs for this. Doesn't work.
Let me see here. Oh, here you go. So see, I can go into like a multi-track, and like right here, I can make this second track, or if I wanted to come all the way down here, I can make this where I'm recording myself or whatever, So you go there, record, or I can go here to this singular and say, okay, I want to go ahead and do a new waveform.
I can record on Podomatic. They have a way now, but I don't even have a mic that plugs into my computer, so I just prefer to make a CD, and that's good. And my CD recorder only likes rewritable CDs anyway, so it's not like I waste a CD every time I finish it. I put it on my computer, I erase it, and I use it again. So it's not.
Then I could just go here and go blah 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 as I'm talking blah 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 blah, and then I turn around and say okay, and then I go ahead and take that, and I'll just go ahead and insert that in the multi-track, and it'll be in there.
I wish I could
Right
do
there,
that.
so.
It's so much easier, but because I don't feel like that's part of the reason I haven't put a podcast up in 3 weeks, and part of the reason is I'm up to narrating, and I just haven't felt up to it. I haven't.
No, I completely understand.
And I don't make lists of my things either. I leave the albums out until I'm ready to do a podcast. And I actually went and I did find all the stacks of records I need, so I'm ready to go. I just haven't done it. I haven't.
As Nev said, you could do a mood music program with 50s, 60s, and 70s, showcasing different types of easy listening.
That's Sneeze thing, and nobody would listen anyway. I've had people tell me, the only reason we listen to your show is that it's all vinyl and it's unique.
Yeah.
I get that. So, but if I did a different show, it wouldn't be vinyl anymore. I don't think anybody would listen anyway.
And I think that's one of the most interesting things about when you end up doing when you're doing the 45s, you turn around, you sit there and you pull out each 45 and you turn around and tell us, this group, blah, 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 and so-and-so was this group, and you give us information about it, and then you throw it on and you play it. And you pull it off and go it's like you give us all kinds of tidbits of information.
which aren't
You know, stuff
always
like that.
correct, by the way. Same thing with my
Mhm.
podcast. I cringe. Because I listen to podcasts in my car, and half of them are mine, half of them aren't. Whatever random one comes on. I've got like 250 gigs of podcasts in my car to listen to,
Mhm.
which is a whole lot of podcasts. And I'll cringe sometimes because I'll be wrong. Like one of the big, I have this friend Mike, right? Mike went and saw Wanda Jackson. I love Wanda Jackson. She's the queen of rockabilly. And one day he comes into the bar we're at or wherever we were, and he's like, Wanda Jackson died. I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So I have probably 15 podcasts where I say, you know, the late, great Wanda Jackson, and she's still alive to this day.
Oh.
You know, that
You totally got
fact,
you.
I did. The only episode I've ever edited, I've ever gone back and fixed in my life is I did an episode. I just called it Past. All people that were gone, and Wanda was in that episode, and I edited my dialogue and I pulled her out. It's the only one I've ever gone back and with because I had Wanda Jackson dead, and I'm like, I'm not leaving her. I'm not leaving her in that. And when she finally does pass, I'll go back and I'll restore.
Yeah.
Easy Mix said, "Oh no."
Oh no.
I have lots of apocryphal. I'll listen to it and I'll go, oh no, that's not right.
Poor Wanda.
Yeah, I write nothing down. I literally sit here with my laptop and a list of my set list, and that's it. And the records in front of me. And that's it. Nothing else. I don't do any research. So everything I do is off the top of my head. And sometimes you get things wrong. It's just, you know, I've done this for 12 years. I'm gonna get things wrong.
It's inevitable.
I love Wanda.
There's a party going on.
Yeah, Wanda's amazing. I don't know how many Wanda Jackson albums I have. Probably 15. Ooh, I do not have a colored vinyl version.
Pretty nice.
I have
great album.
20 Wanda Jackson albums, probably.
Yeah, like Lisa had told me, like when I was like, because you know, like, well, as you all know, I've been away from YouTube for a long time. You know, and Lisa was like saying, well, you know, that I should do podcasts.
You should.
And I had thought the same thing about doing podcasts, but it's like, you know, and then I turned around and told her, well, maybe I'm going to do a format because sometimes it's kind of hard to film here with doing videos because, you know, I have a lot of traffic behind me or whatever, you know, the kids going back and forth, whatever and stuff. So I was like going, oh, well, maybe I'll end up doing a format where I end up doing like video and I narrate over it, blah, 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 whatever. So I was thinking that too, you know, and stuff like that. Cause I know that I want to make content. So maybe we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it ends up going, you know, which way I'm going to go with it, you know. But I was like, okay, well, let me at least bring back the live streams. Because, I mean, I was noticing, I mean, there's a lot of live streams right now, which is great. A lot of variety, you know, and stuff. But there's just not a late night, you know, late night stream anymore like there used to be, you know. And I was kind of thinking, well, that's one of the things that we always had. We were just like the last stream of the night. Yeah. You know, and everybody would just hang out. It's like kind of like the wind down. It's like, you know, come here and, you know, it's like we're not formal. You don't have to be like, we can talk about whatever. Yeah. You know, it's like we talk about a lot of music, most definitely, but we can talk about other things too and stuff like that. It's just like, it was just very informal. Yeah. You know, and I was like, well, I'm going to start coming back then. I'm going to start being more frequent and just, you know, and if I want to take a night off, I'll just go ahead and put it on my, you know, community tab. Not a show tonight, you know, and stuff like that. But we'll go ahead and we'll do a stream tomorrow night or whatever, you know.
You don't, and you shouldn't feel obligated. That's the thing, you know. Just if you want to do it. And if you don't, that's the thing that is my podcast. And I wanted to type this to Abigail today, but I decided against it for some reason. She's all panicking. She's like, deadlines or oh my god. And I wanted to type because this is true. I used to be the same way with my podcast. Oh my god. I drive to the mall at like 8 o'clock at night when I didn't have internet because they were the only place I knew that had internet, and they closed at 9. And I raced to get there and try to put my podcast up before the mall closed, and they kicked me out. And then one day I missed the deadline, and you know what happened? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And then I just relaxed. I'm like, okay, nothing happened. All right, great, perfect, fine. You know, and that's what she needs to realize. I mean,
Yeah.
realize she's doing this for a living, so it's a little bit different. But still,
Yeah.
if she's a day late or something, nothing
Well,
happens.
well, it's different.
Those
it's
viewers will still
different.
be there. Those
Yeah.
viewers will still be there.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is
nothing
that
happens. If you
she's going
miss
to
a
burn herself
deadline,
out.
Absolutely
Yeah.
nothing happens. That's what I love.
I mean, I've seen some of the comments that she has gotten on her videos, and some of the men are not so nice. They're like,
But
they're-
that's just the way,
just
you
the
know,
way it
the
is.
community
Everybody.
is.
That's
That's
Yeah.
just the way it
everybody.
is. Things will never be the same.
I've never watched her
Mm-hmm.
channel actually.
Do-do-do.
She's very knowledgeable. I mean, her,
She
her,
is.
you know,
Well,
when she does a video,
she's
it's
very
like,
knowledgeable because she does research. Watching the interview today, there's so much stuff that she doesn't have a clue about it.
Well,
It's
she,
Mhm.
very
she's
common.
learning.
But she's young. I'm not faulting her.
Mhm.
She's knowledgeable on what she knows.
I think she's only like 23.
Wow.
I think
Yeah.
she's very, very young.
Yeah, when
Uh-huh.
I saw she was 23, I was like, wow, she's young and she knows a lot for her age.
Yeah, I was about to say she's very young, but she came from TikTok, did she? And Instagram?
No, she came from Instagram.
Was it Instagram? Yeah, she came from there, and I remember when she first came out. When she first came out, I think she only had like 2 videos up,
Yeah.
and I had found her. I had came across her. I forgot how, and I showed it to Lisa. And Lisa turns around and she goes, "Oh, she's cute. She's gonna end up what? She's gonna end up having more views. She'll have more subs than me by in a couple of months. Watch."
I was right.
And
I was right.
Besides Vinyl Rewind and that
Mhm.
Jared idiot, I think she's about she's the only true
Mhm.
vinyl person, I think, because I don't really consider Vinyl Rewind.
How
Besides,
about
he does
Melinda?
other things too.
How about
This is
Melinda
her
Murphy?
job. I think she's the only person in the vinyl community actually making a living doing this.
Vinyl Rewind, he does modeling and acting and stuff.
Yeah,
though,
yeah, I
too.
know. That's
So
what I'm
he
saying.
does
She
other
has
stuff,
other
yeah.
gigs. This is all she does, and I think she's the only one successful enough to do that. I can't think of anybody
Well,
else.
you don't think Melinda's making money off of her channel, Melinda Murphy?
Maybe she's making money, but she's not depending
Yeah.
on it to survive.
No, definitely not.
No. Her husband's a lawyer, so
Exactly.
I think
This
they're
is what
pretty
I'm
well.
saying. This girl is doing this to survive. This is what she's
Yeah,
doing.
Mhm.
yeah. I watch her videos, and her videos do get a good amount of views, and I
Did-
like that she does new stuff too.
Does she have like any major sponsorships or anything of that sort?
No,
I don't know.
nobody,
I haven't seen
been to her
sponsorships.
channel.
nobody has sent her.
No, but she probably has a Patreon.
Well, I'm
Oh,
sure
okay.
she has a Patreon. I'm sure that kind of stuff helps. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing with me is like, you know, I'm only like 300. I'm like teetering on 350, 349, 348, 351, 352. It like
Yeah.
goes up and down. It's like, you know, it's like it fluctuates. But I know that has a lot to do with content because when I did content was when I got a spurt. You know, it was like
Yeah.
what 60, 70 subs. So
Yeah.
content is the way to go. It's not
That's
these
what I
live
feel
streams.
like
Live streams aren't
telling
gonna do it.
the material issue guys who asked
Yeah.
me last week how to get subs, and they asked
Mhm.
her this week how to get subs, and
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell them. You need to make content. You can't just
Yeah.
stream. You
Yeah.
can't, even if you keep your streams and their shows and everything, you still need to do some other kind of content if you're ever gonna. You know,
I am
Yeah.
surprised. I am surprised that it took an appearance from Abigail to get them more subs. When didn't a month ago they just interviewed Brian Ray of
Yeah.
Paul McCartney's band?
They've
It's like-
interviewed interviewed Jason Faulkner.
Okay.
In a couple of weeks, they've got, I forget his name, the other guy from Jellyfish is going to be on the show, who works with Blue a lot and like was one of the guys working on the Wilkerson album. You know, I mean, I'm trying to think who else they've had. I was in a chat one day and there was only like 4 of us in the chat, and one of the people was Dwight Twilley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these guys got like 182 subs. There's Dwight Twilley in the chat. I'm like, this is.
I mean, the guys are great. They're not. I mean, they're really knowledgeable. I'm surprised they're not a lot bigger
the
than
people
they
get
are.
good.
You know.
Lisa Michaels watches that show a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like with this
and
channel,
has
it's
been
like
on it, too.
you know, like with this channel, this is the way that I see it. It's like I do this for fun.
Yeah.
Would I like to have more subs? Definitely. Who wouldn't like to have more subs? All of
Of
our
course.
egos could be stroked.
Yeah.
But I also realize more subs, more viewers, more problems.
Yep, exactly.
You know, yeah.
Exactly.
You know, you
That's
get more
why I
subs, you
always
get
say I
more
don't
viewers.
care who watches when we do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you start
Exactly.
getting the
Better,
trolls and
as
shit.
far
And
as
it's
I'm
not fun.
concerned.
You know, it's like small. Exactly. It's like I think I had to realize that it's like small is better. You know, I come on here and you know, sometimes we end up hitting 20 or 25. I'm like, damn, we're doing awesome.
Yeah.
But that's still in the safe zone where I'm not like too spread out where I'm going to start getting weirdos. Because I noticed that when we were doing the when I first started. And it was starting to really grow. The live stream was starting to grow, and I was starting to go up to like 30, 33 viewers, which isn't shit. But I noticed when it started going up to that amount of viewers, I was getting weirdos that were coming in who didn't even have anything to do with music or anything like that. They were just coming in to fuck with people.
You're getting promoted more.
Yeah. So
and, you know, it's not necessarily the best thing in the world.
yeah, and it was like it was really I mean, I was getting like weird trolls from like other communities, and I would like go research them. I'd be like, whoa, those are some freaky trolls, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever and stuff like that. It's like it started becoming not fun anymore, and it's
No.
like I've noticed that low numbers equals fun. You
Yeah.
know, for me, you know, it's more relaxed. I'm not up here stressed out.
Okay.
You know, I don't feel like I'm directing traffic. You know, that's the other
No.
thing too. Like when you start getting more people, it's like you end up having to like direct traffic. Like, you know, this person's getting upset, that person's this. Yeah, it just wasn't fun anymore. You know, but you keep your circle small. You see the same people all the time coming in. It's like I'm fine with that. You know.
Yeah.
Because listen, I'm 51 years old. Like I've said many times before, I'm not going to be a big fucking influencer on here. It's YouTube.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm 51 years old. I'm on here to have some fun,
Yeah.
have a couple
Never
beers, chill out with some people, and that's it. You know, maybe like I said, if I'm lucky, I'll get a free record or something. You know, from somebody. You know, but that's it. You know,
Yeah.
that's it.
Hashtag Dusty wants to be an influencer. Just
No, that's
kidding.
Lisa. Hashtag Lisa wants to be
Oh,
Abigail.
let me tell you something, Dusty. Let me tell you something, Dusty. Hell no, do I want to be an influencer because my videos are very low quality. They're filmed on my Samsung. I don't put much effort in them, and I don't want to be an influencer. I just want to have fun with it. I don't want
But
to.
And
the thing
remember,
Uh-huh.
people, you can help out Groovy Lisa today just by buying one of our many shirts of hers, like this one that Dusty is about to show us.
Oh, I don't have it here. I don't have it here.
don't?
But no, I
Electric
should.
banana? Electric
But we do
banana?
have that one. We
Yeah.
do have that one.
You got the
There we go.
electric banana.
I don't have the other one, but I do have that one. With this on the flip side.
Oh, yeah.
Do have that one with that one on the flip
You
side.
know, we can make a lot of money with my weird faces. People would buy those shirts.
I mean, it's just like, so I don't know what it is about YouTube. I don't know if YouTube hates you, Lisa. I don't know what it is, but you always seem to, like, when you do your live streams, it picks the most
Yeah.
weirdest freaking thumbnail.
Show the one
you.
of me with the trash bag.
Oh yeah, that, like I said, that was freaking one of the thumbnails. You know, I turn around, I'm like looking across my phone, I'm like, what is this shit? You know, I was like, what? That was one. There was another one that I just picked recently, a couple of days ago when you went live. Remember, I sent you the picture of it.
Yeah.
In that picture, they picked a thumbnail where she's sitting there like this. All, it looks like she's
I
farting.
saw that.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that.
I was like,
What has YouTube got against me, man? Because
I don't know, but you were sitting
They're
there
like
like Popeye.
I don't understand. I always thought people pick those because
No.
I just looked
Uh-huh.
at it. Was it? When was I on? Was it? Yeah, it was today. No, yesterday I was on Mayo Stream. I'm like, I know it was yesterday or today. And he kept it up, and I'm looking at the thumbnail, and I've got the Star Trek background behind me in my little picture, and I'm like, that was only up for like 30 seconds of like this 2.5 hour thing, and that's the picture that they choose is me all
I
kind
think-
of black and white.
I think I saw that thumbnail, and I think Mayo picked that thumbnail because
Well, maybe he did.
if you
Maybe
look at
he
that
did, but
picture,
I'm
it
like,
says there's an overlay that says the Mayo Lounge on top of it. So he
Yeah.
must have screenshot it and then put that as a thumbnail.
Because, like, I swear,
I'm just
Because
YouTube
if you look at the
hates
thumbnails, like when we're done, like streaming this, you look at the thumbnail, it's gonna be like a random thing. It could be a thing where either like she's yawning and I'm like,
I like swear YouTube is
like, you know,
out to
why
get
is
me.
I
YouTube
just
is out to
think, like,
get
the most
me.
ridiculous part. It's not the thing where it won't be the thing where we would be like,
Oh, let's try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Tim. This is the one. This was what I came across the other day. The other day when Lisa was streaming.
I swear, YouTube has.
What the hell?
agenda
And like it says,
against
"Hello again. Let's talk." I was like, "What the?" I'm like, YouTube hates this girl. I'm like,
I swear they're out to get me because, like, even on your stream, YouTube uses a bad thumbnail.
Well, that's like largely not that I've made a video in a long time, but lately what I've been doing when I do make videos is for a thumbnail. I just go find a generic picture and put it up there. I don't use anything that YouTube wants me to do in the video anymore. I used to, but now I just go, like my last one was a Midnight Caller, so I just went and found a copy of the album. There's my thumbnail. Okay, I'm good. I don't. That way, I'm not looking ridiculous.
YouTube is.
I think I made a thumbnail. Lisa's mad. She's mad. She's mad, super mad. No, but I made a thumbnail that I end up putting up. Like every time I'm gonna like put like a pre-announce or whatever, I'll go ahead and I'll put that thumbnail up. And usually for the most part, it'll stay with that for most of the show, and then maybe like afterwards when it's like I leave it up for people to watch, then it'll go ahead and switch over to one of our thumbnails of us or whoever was on the panel.
Let's see if they made.
But for some reason, Lisa goes on and it just like it picks them. I don't know if it's because she's just real like expressive with her face.
Yeah.
That there's always like a screen capture to get her doing something funky.
Sometimes it makes you want to just do the entire stream as one pose and never move. So it would be like,
just move your face.
Yeah. Hey.
Wait, they made a good thumbnail for me on your stream yesterday. They gave me the snowman. So they didn't. But like when I go live, YouTube is like, let's put up the most unflattering face of her. So people will. That's probably why I had 25.
They're
viewers.
already waiting for you. They're probably already waiting. They're all sitting over at Google and they're like, "Oh shit, Groovy Lisa's on."
That's probably why I had 25 viewers that night. I was like, why do I have so much viewers? I was telling Dusty.
They're like, oh my God, Lisa's pooping herself. Get over there quick.
No, they thought I was probably drunk or like I was like going to throw up or something. Because I was like, I had 25 viewers that night. I was like, why?
Well, gee, I mean, okay, look at that one. I mean,
Oh, that's gonna go in the greatest hits Hall of Fame for me because I can never recreate that.
That one takes the cake. That one takes the cake right there.
From now on, Lisa, just do your shows like this.
You know, I bought that shirt from Anthropology, which is a very no. If I do it like that, I'm gonna get weirder people coming in. I swear.
You're gonna get people that are into that.
Into that kind of kink, I guess.
I like it when girls cover their faces. Yes, I like it.
They're thinking I'm from Saudi Arabia or something.
Or something of that sort.
A Saudi Arabia kink or something.
Well, I think it's just that I just think it's your expressions. It's like you have a lot of different expressions.
Well, people always have said that about me, that I'm very I got good expressions.
Yeah, and then I mean, you make perfect thumbnails too because usually you don't have panels. You usually just you sit there and you talk by yourself. You know, I'm pretty sure if I was like up here by myself all the time, and they'd probably catch me making some ugly face. But with you, you're just kind of like, oh, you just do see like. You just like when you're talking to yourself because you do that a lot. Like you're talking to people in the peanut gallery, but then you're talking to yourself too. Not like you're trying to convince yourself of stuff. You know. Oh, you're looking through the snowman, and then also when you end up belting out your tunes.
Yep.
And you start belting out your tunes, start doing your karaoke. You know, you get all those expressions too. You start getting into your
Oh
download.
yeah. The last time I did karaoke, I did "I'm Just Ken."
It's been a while since you've done that. I mean, Davey Strange Name has the handy material of you.
Well, because I had told him not to make any more material on me.
I mean, he made some good ones of you, though. If you think about it, I mean, he did some really good remixes.
He did.
Really good remixes of you. Like he'd like blend you in with a song. He like kind of like he knew how to like speed your voice up, slow your voice down, so it like was in pitch and tune.
He made me sound good. I was like,
damn, Lisa's getting a recording contract, man. She's gonna be the next Justin
well,
Bieber.
If you think
Discovered
about
on YouTube.
If you think about it, Paris Hilton had a recording contract, and so did Lindsay Lohan. So anything's possible for me.
This is true. If she could have one, you could too. She could have one. Well, you guys, it is time for me to log off because I have to go ahead and play the Uber again, like I do every night around 10 o'clock. Reason why I come out at 8 o'clock. So I don't think I'm going to go ahead and stream tomorrow night because I have some things to do. Yeah. But if that changes, I'll go ahead and put it up. But I'll probably be back Friday night. Most definitely Friday night.
Yeah,
so I'm going to take tomorrow night off. Probably take tomorrow night off. Unless I decide to. But if not, I'll go ahead and I'll like load it up. But good night, everybody. Thanks for being here, Tim.
I don't even want to know why you're doing that,
Lisa. Well, why kicks do what? People into sniffing dirty drums.
I don't even want to know what goes on in your house.
Because that picture of you looked like you were wearing boxers over your head. That's why.
You know that picture of me, that shirt that I bought is from a very expensive high-end store called Anthropologie. Their stuff's usually expensive.
Yeah, it looked very high-end. Yeah, it looked very high-end.
You ever been to Anthropologie? They got like $400 dresses, $500 dresses.
Okay. Anthropology, apology. That's right. There we go. Like we said, we've been talking about it. Remember that Tim does have the Snap Crackle.
It'll probably survive. But
there you go. Snap Crackle Pop podcast.
Yeah, it will survive, but he looks like David Letterman in that. I don't know why.
And make sure to start unfollowing your Mariah Carey's.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And please, if you go to the thrift stores, people, if you go to the thrift stores, don't buy Josh Groban. Don't buy Josh.
There goes the viewer count. Oh, I gained one. Okay,
there aren't any.
It was Mariah Carey.
You bought them all. Go to the thrift store. There are no.
I bought them all. That's right. I bought all the Josh Groban, so you guys wouldn't have to.
There was a middle-aged woman back in 2006 and was like, "Where's all the Josh Groban CDs?"
Look,
and the guy was like, "Oh, this 22-year-old girl just bought them all."
I hate to break it to you, Paulina. But I've been a fan since 2000, so I've been
some guy like walked into the Goodwill. Some guy walked into the Goodwill like Sanford. I'm on my dad's records.
No,
But someone's like, I want my grandma's records.
So 17-year-old me, Paulina, was buying his stuff when I was 17.
Some girl came in and said, we gave all my grandmother's CDs away when she passed, and I guess one lady came in and bought them all.
The grandma had exquisite taste. I couldn't pass them up.
She loved Josh Groban, so now all the Josh Groban, Herb Alpert, and Kenny G is gone. Lisa took it all.
I also bought Michael Bublé too. Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
My daughter's graduation.
Well, somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it.
That's just the way it is.
What if the ex-boyfriend was really mad and he sold it to the Goodwill?
She came in and she bought all the Kenny G, all the Mantovani, all the Josh Groban. All she left behind was these couple of Smith CDs.
Hey, you forgot. I also bought Yanni. I'll buy a greatest hits of Smiths, and then you guys can be like, okay, she only bought the Smiths. I will buy one on Amazon, okay? I will buy a greatest hits. Don't hold me to it because
that's what you're getting for Christmas. I'm getting you a freaking Smiths t-shirt so you can wear it on the streams. You gotta.
You know what? If you buy me a Smiths t-shirt in the size L, I will wear it on a stream. I'll wear it on a stream.
I like Yanni and Enya.
You know, my mom bought Enya on CD, and she was bumping that CD every day for the year of 1996. No.
All right, then, guys. Well, I'm out of here. I will talk to
Bye.
everybody later. Bye.
Bye.
All right.